Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today it's going to be all about Shadowverse. We will probably still yap a little bit about Rush, because that's kind of just what we do. We like to just yap about Rush, so there will be Rush yapping. So like, anyone that's not really here for the Shadowverse, don't worry, there will be Rush talk still. But we are kind of in a bit of a weird spot where we've been in a fake format for a little bit, kind of. Everyone's just kind of waiting for the new Rush products to come out, and we should be getting Yuka's event start tomorrow, which theoretically means we'll get Yuka in the next couple of days, which theoretically means we'll get the new box in the next couple of days, which means we'll get all the skills, we'll get a nice, like, potential meta shakeup with the new dragon stuff. So until then, we're kind of playing with the shiny new toy in Shadowverse. Now, Shadowverse has been a ton of fun. We have been really enjoying our time with it, and it has been like a breath of fresh air, right? The one thing I will say is I think Shadowverse is getting close to like being solved. And by that I mean like people kind of understand what the best decks are now. People kind of understand what the best builds are. Now there's still obviously room for innovation. Obviously there always will be. But for now I feel like everyone's kind of cementing their opinions on the meta. And so that means now it's not going to be so much about a lot of experimentation. It's going to be more about like going through the motions. Oh, did I get a really good hand? Did I not? Did my mulligan like really let me down, etc, etc. Which like isn't a bad thing. Every card game goes through the exact same thing, right? The exact same process, which is fine. I just think that the brand new shiny toy feeling is going to start to slip a little bit. But for now, we should see who is in the chat. We have Gunkin, Suship, Shari. Hello, my friend. We have How Genesis. Hello. We have Grand Harrier in the chat. And while we actually, because I never actually give Grand Harrier shout-outs, because obviously everyone already knows who Grand Harrier is, but I think we'll give my man Grand Harrier a shout-out. Because, again, we've got to make sure we try and spread the love as much as we can. We have Hidden Bankai. Hello. This is no Rush Duel Links. This is not Rush Duel Links, correct. Tomato scamming by showing Rush characters when he's really streaming an inferior game. I will always be of the opinion that no game is like inherently better than another. I've always kind of like, I love Rush. I will always love Rush. I will always have a soft spot for Yu-Gi-Oh! No matter what. So that's, you know, a thing all on its own. But I do think whenever a new CCG comes out, or TCG, especially a PC one, I always want to give it a go, right? Even if it doesn't end up taking off, I will always be there day one to like try it out. It's like there was the Digimon card game that I think was coming only to mobile, and like that kind of bothers me. I'm like, if it's gonna get a PC version, I'd love to play it. Otherwise, you kind of got to emulate it. Like I don't really want to stream from my phone. It's kind of a pain. So like, it's a bit of faff, but like if it's a PC specific game, I'll always be there day one. We have Dragzin with a 3-stream streak. Hello, Dragzin. 7.7k views versus 17. Damn, man, should have known. Yeah, it's one of those things where Shadowverse is enormous, right? But it's primarily huge in like China and some of the other Asian countries. Like China's obviously the really big one. It's still big in the West, right? I mean, it's fun just to go around and look at everyone's different takes on like the meta and people's like different opinions. There's so many like videos that get recommended to me all the time. And compare that to like Rush Duel Links, I get like barely anything recommended. So like it's kind of nice to, you know, be part of a game or a mode in a game that is like actually popping off. It's actually quite nice. We have Mechlord in the chat. Hello. Duel Links streamers would rather do anything than play Duel Links at the moment. I mean, in a way, right? It's one of those weird ones where I think there is so much cool shit happening right now. Like, we've got the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering stuff, which I have been absolutely diving headfirst into, and I've been absolutely loving. We even got this the other day, which we managed to play some games with. Oh, is it gonna show? There it is. It's Cloud. It's Cloud X Soldier from my new Commander deck, which we didn't actually end up paying scalper prices for, so we're very happy about that. But obviously, so that came out, which we went to the pre-release, which we had a great time competing in. Then the Commander deck came out, so we've been playing Commander with friends. That's been really fun. Just pretty much between those two things happening, Shadowverse came out, so we've been playing Shadowverse and having a great time with that. There's just so much stuff going on, like, from a card game perspective. Whereas, when you look at like Rush Duel Links specifically right now, we're kind of in that lull period, right? We're waiting for the new stuff. We've had a ban list after the World Championship qualifier. We're kind of waiting for new stuff. And while we're waiting, we've got all this other cool shit going on as well, which is always really cool. We have Renegade in the chat. Hello, hello. But will there be yapping? Always. There's nothing but yapping. These streams are yapping with a side of card games. That is literally what a tomato sauce stream is. If there's no yap, is there even a tomato stream? Exactly, exactly. We also have Shus. Welcome, welcome on in. We're holding out till the new stuff comes. I mean, basically, right? Basically. The new speed stuff, I'm interested to see where that goes. Because we're kind of getting towards the end of the speed stuff that I personally am interested in. Like, we almost have the majority of it. I think it's just like the branded stuff that I can think of. Like, it's like I like Super Heavy Samurais, but like the new Super Heavy Samurai, like the meta stuff that came out. Again, it's more of an engine than like an actual deck, so like it's hard to get excited for that. Shadowverse is a lot of fun, to be honest. Feeling like 2014 Hearthstone all over again. Yes! Hearthstone got to the point, I really did like Hearthstone for a long, long time, but it got to the point where it felt like they prioritized RNG and like anyone can win, and don't worry, you can be a bad player but still win because the luck will just go your way, and cast like 20 random spells on random things, and it got to that kind of stage, and I was like, I feel like the effort I'm putting in isn't being rewarded, and therefore I kind of fell off it. But like in Shadowverse, yeah, there still is some of that RNG, but it feels like it's a lot less, so I'm quite happy about that. We got Ursus in the chat. Hello, hello, Ursus. I really hope it's not just mobile. I've been waiting for an official simulator of Digimon for ages. Yes, if we do get it on PC, I will 100% be streaming it. If not, it's been a while since I've emulated a phone. It's kind of a pain, so I don't know if I'm going to. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Overall, playing Shadowverse as my first other card game other than Masters of Duel Links is very refreshing, and honestly wouldn't have known about it or gotten into it if it wasn't for you. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, right? I think the big thing is it's really accessible. As in, it's very easy to pick up a deck and play it. Now, it's not necessarily accessible in the sense of getting a deck built, right? That's a whole different ballgame. But I think overall, as someone that has spent £2, which is like $1.5, right, on that game, I feel like I've got a strong deck. I feel like I've almost got a second strong deck, having spent like nothing. So I think maybe it's because there's a little bit too much RNG in how many cards you get. But like if you do the invite friends campaign, you get so many coins. If you play ranked and you just like start going up the ranks, you get so many points just from like feats and stuff. If you're just like going and doing the chest and doing all your daily quests, you get so many points. Like it's not necessarily going to be you're going to be swimming in packs, but I feel like you have enough packs that you can do stuff with it. You also get enough crafting material that you can like play the game and build like one, maybe two competitive decks. Now, if you want to go beyond that, again, it can be a little bit tough. But one thing I did see what people are doing is they were refreshing accounts, which, you know, if you're playing on mobile, you can re-roll your account. God, my phone's invisible because of the thing. But yeah, you can refresh your account if you didn't get a start that you liked. So what some people were doing was they were like, oh, I'll keep opening my like 20 packs, and if I get like the right legend that I'm looking for, I'll keep this or whatever. What some people did was take it a step further. So in the chest in the park, you have a chance to get 100 packs out of that chest. So they would go through, get all their like keys, then open that, and if they get the 100 packs, that's a good account. Otherwise, they reset it. Now, that is a grueling process because the chances of that happening is going to be really, really, really slim. But having 100 packs to start your account is also a really, really big boon. So it's interesting. It's interesting. It's a bit sweaty. It's a bit try hard, but you know, if you get there, you get there. You into Magic the Gathering at all, or just the FS stuff? So I used to play Standard back when I was in university. We did really enjoy it, but we kind of fell off it and got into Commander because Standard's fine every now and then, but like, I don't know, man. The metas always feel like they end up being really garbage, and I've been in so many Standard metas in Magic the Gathering where it's just like, oh man, it's like a blue, black, white is meta again, and it's just control, and everything's getting countered, and you can't play the game, and it's just like that again and again and again. And they always end up being like very, very slim metas where it's like 1 or 2 decks. And I always find that the 1 or 2 decks fucking suck to play against. So I'm just like, never been a big fan. Commander was like a lot more casual, right? It's a lot more friendly. Obviously there's CEDH, which is also kind of fun in its own right. But for the most part, I think just playing Commander with friends has been like more of what I've been doing. I have played a lot of Arena. I specifically like drafting. I think drafting in any game is really, really fun. So Arena is my other like go-to. So like I really like drafting. I really like Commander. They're like the 2 things I really like. But so in terms of those things, I'm quite big into Magic the Gathering. After Branded, you'll be in the Unknown. So Lab, White Forest, Snake Eyes, Hell, even Makanko will be new to you. I mean, kind of. Like, obviously, I'm aware of all of these decks. I've never played with them or against them. So, kind of. Obviously, there's, like, Telements, which we're not going to have yet in Duel Links. There's, what's the Unicorn card? A Rise Heart? What's that archetype called? I forget. I've already forgot what the archetype's called. But you know the one. Someone will say it. Someone will say it. There are a lot of, like, Cash. Yeah, there you go. Cash Terror. That's the one. So there's, like, a lot of archetypes that are kind of in that middle ground that we haven't gotten to yet. And we're kind of approaching them, right? They've got to come out sooner than later because something's got to come out in Duel Links, right? 100% agree with the RNG in Hearthstone. More like Unstable Portal the first time, and they made 17 more versions. But yeah, basically, right? Basically, I've been enjoying Hearthstone as of late, though. I haven't played Hearthstone since. Oh Christ! It would have been last time I properly played it and was like grinding ladder. Would have been when the Death Knight set came out. That where you got the cards that would replace your hero with a Death Knight version of them. I want to say that was like set like 4 or 5. It was quite early because we did the base set. I remember we did like the Goblin exploding one with like the 7-drop guy that summoned bombs. Dr. Boom, I think it was called. I played all the way through that meta. Then I think we got to there, and then like towards the end of that, I think Shudderwalk was one of the cards that was out when I quit, and I was like, no, I'm just done. I'm done with this. But it was a long, long time ago, so it's been years and years and years since I played it properly. Yeah, you can make a meta deck day 1, of course, but it's only going to be these 7 decks, so it won't be too bad. I mean, basically, yeah, right? I think if you just want one meta deck and don't care about anything else, the starter resources are enough of that. But for the most part, yeah. I think you do have to, like, play the game for several days to actually get to that stage. But, yeah, I think you should be fine with that, right? I don't know about the 100 pack in the chest. I mean, yeah. I didn't know about it. Oh, well. You can get 100 packs in the chest if you're lucky enough. Imagine, like, taking 5 keys to the chest, getting the god luck, and opening 500 packs. Like, how ridiculous would that be? Technically, that should be possible. It's just really funny. Are you going to do a Shadowverse tier list? Yes, that is what we're planning to do today. We're just going to have a look at some other people's, and we're going to kind of come up with our own based on my own experiences. Drafts are so fun. Me and a friend did a Vanguard character draft, which was peak. Oh, nice, nice. Vanguard is another great game. I absolutely love Vanguard, especially like classic Vanguard. I've always been a big, big fan. The only time I think Vanguard's ever been like really kind of bad was like late V. Outside of like late V, I think Vanguard's just always been like a really fun game to play. Don't get me wrong, not every meta is like perfect, but it's never been like atrocious, apart from like late V. Kashtira, the better Ojama King deck. Dr. Seven, never forget. See, exactly. Alright, so let us jump in and take a look at some bits and bobs. So first thing, the only Duel Links thing we pretty much have to talk about is that we have the Go Hayuka event coming up, which is nice, right? It's cool that we're going to have the Yuka event. We guaranteed that we're getting Grand Slam and Go Umpire. These are 2 cards that we basically knew we were going to get, but now we have them like hard confirmed, which is neat. This event starts tomorrow as well. I would assume we won't unlock Yuka until day 2 or day 3 of the event. So we'll be waiting to actually unlock the character. We don't know when the box is going to come out. I assume it will come out with the release of Yuka, but they could release it early if they want to. Who even knows? So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. I mean, we've already spoken about these cards at length. We've even got a video about it, so if you want to see that, that's there. But it's interesting this is coming out now. I think the more interesting thing is going to be the cards that aren't leaked from the skills. That's what's going to be interesting. Are we going to get trap cards? Are we going to see specific other cards from other archetypes that didn't get a skill? Because that's very rare, but it does happen sometimes. Hear me out, Tomato. I would say D era is mixed because of overdress and will dress for me. What do you mean by that? Like, you don't like the overdress mechanic? Is that the takeaway from that? But while we wait for a response, we have 1 million Shadowverse downloads, which is pretty cool. We're celebrating with another in-game event. Don't miss out on more rewards, including opulent Rose Queen emblem and sleeves. I mean, that's always nice. Nothing like crazy, right? But starting tomorrow for me, this will be like 3 a.m. for me, this starts. But like, if you're in America, it's probably just later on tonight. You'll be able to get this event, which is cool. The issue with this event is it seems a bit weird. So if we click into this, I mean the anime, I think the anime is really cool. The issue I have with the anime is I think that the whole like Destined battle thing was a bit shoehorned in. I don't think it really worked that great. The only other thing is, the latest tournament they did, I would have liked to see every single match, but I understand why. So, like, that's just for me, right? Right, so they've made some sort of change here. Let's see what they've done, right? So, whether or not a chest will appear in your next match is decided after a victory. Whether or not a chest will appear in your next match is decided after a match, regardless of the result. A treasure chest will not appear if you quit after starting a match. So this, I didn't actually know this happened. So before, they made it sound like you would only be able, like every now and then a chest would appear, and then if you won, you would get a reward, and if you lost, you just get nothing. So by the sounds of it, now you just have to like play the game to get your chest, which is good, right? I'm still a Nirvana main. I've never been a big Nirvana fan. I don't know, the overdress mechanic I've always thought was a bit eh. And I don't, like, for a dragon, Nirvana doesn't look super impressive. It looks more like a bird. They are going to make it having to win, not just playing. That is fantastic. That's a fantastic change. Lying got scammed, not gonna lie. Oh, Kawan did get scammed, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yes, yeah. So this is a fantastic change, because this actually had me a bit worried. Because there are some games you play, and like, no matter how you play, you're gonna lose. Because like, your hand sucks, your opponent ramped out perfectly, you didn't find the 8 drops, right? You just die, right? That just happens. And losing rewards because of like really shit RNG just feels so bad. Like, genuinely so bad. Destined fraud of infinity. I think, for me, my favorite character from those series, of like the later ones, I'm trying to think of the names now. I really liked... Obviously, I liked the guy who played Wellstrom. I forget his name. The Wellstra guy, who owns his business and has like the bit of yellow in his hair, and he has the big long coat. I'm really bad with names. Really bad with names. Or classic bricking. Exactly. But this is interesting, right? Win the match to open a chest and earn reward, selecting from among the following. We've got rupees. Wait. Okay, so it's just going to have random shit by the look of it. Rupees, vials, rise or gold high rarity, legend, Rose Queen sleeves, Rose Queen emblem. Okay. Daily limit reset at 1 PM. If you lose a match where a chest appeared, the same chest will appear again in your next match. Whether or not the chest will appear in your next match is decided after a match, regardless of the result. A treasure chest will not appear if you quit after starting a match, so do not lose internet connection, I guess. If a chest appears, it is not opened until after the daily reset. It will still count as a chest from the previous day. Oh, so you don't have to worry about getting them all done in the same day. I mean, obviously we're going to do that anyway, but that's nice to know. Taizo, yes, Taizo. Taizo's great. I absolutely love Taizo. Okay, this is pretty decent. Well. Is that Cyclone Valley? Is that Cyclone Valley himself? Welcome on in. I'll tell you, we'll give Cyclone a shout out as well. I don't think we give shout outs to Cyclone super often. We're gonna give Cyclone the old shout out this time. We're gonna try and be a good streamer and remember to give out shout outs, because that's something we're really bad at. But this is exciting. Event good, rewards good, right? The next big thing is the first ever weekend lobby tournament, which is exciting. This is the first in-game official event, which is fun. We still don't really know how this is going to work, but it's on for 6 hours on the 28th and 6 hours on the 29th. My guess is this is going to play like a point battle, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but we get free shit for playing in it, so hell yeah, we're going to play in it, right? But this is exciting. I personally would like to see like a knockout bracket, but I think that's so much faff and so annoying for them to set up that I assume this is probably just going to be like a point battle. Like, you'll just be in a queue with everyone else that's in the tournament, and then you'll, I don't know, go up the rankings if you win or something. That's what I would assume, but I don't know. This might be an actual knockout bracket. This might be a Swiss. I have no idea, but it looks pretty cool. I look forward to getting to 50 rupees times 5. I think it's 16-player Swiss, like Duel Links tournaments. Ooh, I mean, that would be interesting. Because I haven't seen, like, any information on this at all. Hey, it's Grand Area. Any chance you have tournaments at different times for people like me living PST in North America? Do you have worldwide audiences? See, I don't even know when this is. Like, 3 a.m. PT. Let me check this quick. So for me, that's 11 a.m. Okay, so that's not actually too bad for me then. But obviously, if you're in America, that's 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. So that's not ideal. I feel like no matter what, someone gets messed up. But like, you could just have this longer than 6 hours, right? You could just have this like 12 hours. And then, no matter what, you should have a chance to play it because you'll only be asleep for 8 of those hours, presumably. Obviously, you know, school and work is still going to mess you up. I don't know, this just feels weird. Like, 6-hour event, and even on both days, it's the exact same time as well. I got 2 Albert today from those pack tickets. Now I have 5 Alberts. Well, you can upgrade them and then disenchant them, I suppose. Until further details, it's most likely knockout, but point battles would be nicer. I mean, point battles I think is easier, right? It's 4 a.m. PST for me. That is yikes. That is big yikes. For me, who's awake to watch Tomato, me. Hello, Cyclade. Hello. It's prime Japan time. Go figure. I mean, it makes sense, right? It does make sense. Because again, for me, this is not a bad time for me. Actually, what days are this? This is Saturday, Sunday. Saturday's my day off, so that's not too bad. Sunday is fine. That would usually be my stream time. I don't know if I'd want to stream this. Maybe I do want to stream it. We'll see how Saturday goes, and then we might stream it Sunday, depending on how Saturday goes. If it's the sort of event where I'd want to stream it, because it's just kind of chill, then we'll do it. If it's something I want to get sweaty for, we might not be streaming it. We'll have to wait and see. Now, honestly, they really should allow people to create their own tournaments using their system. It's much more engaging with the community. Yes! I think the one biggest strength that Shadowverse has over a lot of other card games is the whole, like, walk around and, like, see people playing, the community aspect. You can, like, walk up to a table and just watch them play. If anything, I would like to see the spectating process streamlined. So it's really, really good when you have the knockout when you're on the big screen, right? I think that is fantastic. Because you can just walk up, you can just watch the game. When you have to spectate a game, you have to see 2 people playing, you have to walk up to the table, you have to press the button, then there's like a small load to get into a screen where then you can click a button to then go through another load screen to then actually watch the game. And I just think that's too... There should be a degree of just let me watch it. Like, I click button, bam, I'm in the game, right? I think if we got rid of those, like, very minor inconveniences, it would feel so much nicer. The problem is that performance in the park mode is abysmal, so much lag in games. So I have heard that for a lot of people. My personal performance hasn't been that bad. I had one time when I logged into the park and the frame rate was garbage. After I reset the game, I've never had any troubles other than that. But I do know that some people, especially playing on phones and people that are playing on, like, older hardware are really, really struggling, and I think that really does suck. But I don't know if there's a way to, like, fix that is the issue. Like, the best way I could think would be just to, like, hide more players, but then that loses, like, the immersion value, so it's kind of like, it's so awkward. Also, funny trick, if you want to be done with your spectate mission, click the spectate before you click to watch, and you can back out and go towards the mission. Right, that's exactly what I've been doing as well, actually. That's the thing, my PC is a beast, and it still do it for me. Ooh, that's interesting then. I don't know why it's doing that, because like I said, my performance hasn't been bad. Like, for the most part, we're running at like a smooth 60, and, you know, it would presumably be higher than 60, but it locks to 60. So, like, I don't know. I have no idea. But on the other side, we're getting 3 packs, which is cool. You know, 3 legendary packs, so 3 guaranteed legends. Sam already said that he got 2 Alberts from his, which is quite exciting. Being a Swordcraft main, now he has spares, so that's neat. I suppose the other thing is we wanted to look at some tier lists. So this is a tier list from shadowversewb.ccgmaster.com. So this isn't like, I don't think this is like the best tier list. This is just a nice looking tier list that I found. I don't think this is, like, I don't know a lot about like the history of a lot of these like Shadowverse people. So I don't know who we should be trusting, who we shouldn't, right? But I just wanted to show like an example. Like this one has Artifact Portal in tier 1, Mid-Range Sword, Pixie Forest as well. I don't know if this is like a specific type of forest. For the most part, everyone I know just plays like Roach Forest. So I'm going to assume this is Roach Forest. Because the other thing is, whenever I see different lists, it'll be like, oh, this is a mid-range forest, and this is a Roach combo forest. And it's like, both play maxed out copies of Roach. So they're both playing Roach, but one's playing more like, we're playing around Roach. The other one's just like, it's like 4 cards different, but it's like classified as a different deck. It gets a bit murky when you get into those kind of stages. But again, that's kind of card games in general, right? Holy. I love Apollo packs. Apollo packs are the best. We need more of them in Duel Links as well, really. Oh yeah, this. Because Sword was top 2 in a tournament. Best decks being Portal and Rune. I don't know. Yeah. I think it makes sense that Portal and Rune are going to be up there. I also think that Forest is really good as well. And Puppet Portal was a weird one. Like, pure Puppets, I've seen people play it as, like, a counter to Artifact Portal. Because you're able to, like, deal with anything they kind of throw at you. You're able to, like, immediately dismantle it. Because Puppet Portal can be kind of scary, but I've heard that Puppet Portal isn't super good and everything else. I haven't really been playing pure Puppets that much, so I haven't really got a big feel for it yet. Top 3 decks seems like Portal, Rune, and Roach. Yeah, that's how I look at it as well, Brand. Exactly. Tier 1 to 2 are basically Control. Yes! I mean, Pixie Forest is sort of an OTK rushdown deck, but it like can combo off in the way that it does it, so it's quite interesting. Puppet Portal is another weird one, where it is sort of just a control deck, but it's a really weird control deck where you put bodies on the board, and they're your quote-unquote burn spells. You just slap them down instead. Hello, Tomato Sauce and Hello, Promanicist. Welcome. Grand's deck is considered to be tier 1 because it's mainly Artifact with Puppet. They're just to be annoying. Pure Puppet feels weird. So, the hybrid deck, and again, calling it hybrid also feels weird because even the pure Artifact Portal decks are playing Orcus, right? So, the quote-unquote hybrid bit is you play, 2 of the Puppet Theater and 2 copies of the 2-drop that adds a puppet to your hand. So, it's like, it's 4 cards. 4 card difference makes you a Puppet Pure, or not a Puppet Pure, a Artifact Pure or a hybrid. So like it's a bit weird that that's how we're classifying it, but I get it, right? I get it. Obviously it's not on here. I assume they just count as Artifact Portal because it's basically the same thing. But this isn't the only tier list. There is also this one that we found over at shadowverse.gg/tier list. So this is, I don't know, a couple of days out of date at this point, but you know, Portalcraft Hybrid, Runecraft Spell Boost, Forestcraft Fairy, then A tier Swordcraft Knights, Dragoncraft Ramp, Portalcraft Puppets, and then B tier they got Abyss and Haven. So there's not, again, kind of fewer decks. Like a lot of people will separate these. So for example, I think Abyss, people have kind of broken down into like a mid-range build and an aggro build. Dragoncraft is either ramp or aggro, and Dragoncraft aggro actually does seem a bit scary. I've even seen Havencraft Storm builds that have been really scary as well. So like some of these lists are a lot more robust. Some of them just kind of throwing stuff on, I feel like. Yeah, the hybrid is 3 Orcus and 2 Puppet Theater. It's like Flirt and Duelist. I mean, kind of. I get what you're saying. Then there was this like Reddit post that we saw, which was the Shadowverse Worlds Beyond Meta Report, June 22nd. And this is like a really interesting read where it's just like a bunch of information about all of them. It's got kind of like a couple of sentences, like a paragraph on each of the different decks and how they play and stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to go and read it all right now, but this is an interesting read, and I believe this is a well-known member of the community who does this sort of thing a lot, so it's also pretty cool. Abyss isn't as bad as it's made out to be. It has good portal matchups for apparently. I have been playing Abyss. For me, Abyss feels... Bearing in mind I haven't got the full deck completed, right? So, you know, mileage may vary. I think Abyss actually feels really good up until you run into a deck that just board wipes you constantly. So, for example, against Rune, a lot of the time, it feels like, as Abyss, you're like, I put down guys, your opponent gets rid of them all. I put down guys, your opponent gets rid of them all. I put down guys, your opponent gets rid of them all. I put down guys, your opponent gets rid of them all. Until eventually you just run out of cards, because Abyss doesn't have much in the way of draw power. And then you're like, I don't have anything left, and you've got a full hand, and you're just going to keep wiping. Now, to be fair, that's only going to be true in specific matchups, right? Like Haven, like Rune, like specifically the decks that do wipe you constantly. And if you're not against one of those decks that just have access to like all of these board wipes, I think Abyss is actually really strong. It's able to quite easily build a board. Again, the big issue that it has is a lack of draw power, because the best draw power they seem to get is the destroy one of your creatures, draw 2, which like isn't awful, but not all the time you'll be in a situation where you have a guy that you're willing to sack, right? Obviously the ideal is you'll just get out like a 1/1 token and you'll just sack that off, but like sometimes it's easier said than done depending on like what the hand's looking like. Me who wins every game. I don't know, Cyclone, we did beat you on stream earlier. You know, I'm just saying. It's crazy. Abyss is expensive. So decks have 12 legends. So Portal, Rune, and Dragon. Rune is actually busted. Rune is really strong. The issue with Rune is, I think Rune high rolls. If Rune does get the high roll, they're like so unbelievably strong. If they don't high roll you, like the deck's still good, but it loses that, oh god, I'm just getting absolutely bodied like feeling. Rune players have to grind with their spell boost, so if you don't pay attention to the amount of spell boost, it's deadly. The other so I've played a decent amount of Rune as well. Rune can get really weird. Like sometimes you just don't draw the cards that you want to be spell boosting, and you're sat there just like, I could spell boost my hand 8 times, and I have nothing to spell boost. Or like you'll be sat there with just like one of the 1-drop spell that burns, and you'll be like, I can spell boost this one card like 6 times, but it's just that getting spell boosted. So sometimes the hands just don't like unravel in the way you want them to, and it can get a little bit annoying. No way Cyclone lost, he spent money, he must win. I mean, again, if people want to spend money on the game, they should be spending money on the game, right? And no hate towards anyone that spends money on the game, right? If you want to spend money, you should absolutely spend money. You have disposable income to dispose of it how you want to, right? That is entirely up to you. And again, I don't even think that just like throwing lots of money at the problem will like solve it. Throwing money at the problem might make you finish a couple of extra decks quicker than everyone else. Outside of that, it's not going to like give you a leg up in my opinion. I don't have any of the lesbians and only 1 Kuon. So I've got 2 Kuon. I think I have 2 Kuon on both of my accounts now. The issue is I don't have the girls. What was it? Ari and June or something, or June and I can't remember what their names are. Nah, Abyss is bad. The cards have awful internal synergy. It has decent reach, and that's about it. So I've been having quite a decent success with the deck. I've been doing okay. I actually think Cerberus is really underestimated. Cerberus can like randomly do a shit ton of damage, and also can be a really good defensive tool. So you can go like Cerb, summon out both puppies, use the defensive puppy to attack in and heal yourself, then super evolve Cerb, bring back 2 copies of the puppy that heals you, and then run those in and heal yourself twice again, and suddenly you'll like get yourself out of lethal range, and people never expect that. But the flip side's also true, where suddenly it can do a lot of burn damage if you just run 3 puppies in. And it's just like... I think Serb is actually really, really good. And then there's the, is it Medusa? The one that attacks 3 times. Also insanely strong. It could just break any board. As well as, if for whatever reason your opponent can't deal with it. Now, most of the time, like 95% of the time, they're going to use everything they can to get rid of Medusa. So Medusa's not going to live. But if it does live, suddenly you could super evolve it and you've got a 6/6 that attacks 3 times. And that's 18 damage to the face. Which is kind of good, right? So it's like, there are tools. There are tools that are really, really good in the deck. So like, I don't want to sit here and just be like, oh, it's awful. I think the deck does have a lot of redeeming qualities. And I think even if it's not in the best spot overall for this current meta, I think that with a little bit more support going forward, it could be really, really scary. Rune is fine until I get triple D shifted. Yeah. I mean, Rune can be super annoying. Especially if your opponent gets to like 10 and then they drop Kuon, then you just get this like 10-10 guy. Then you super evolve Kuon and your 10-10 now to get Storm. So you can now attack with a super evolved Kuon and get like a damage in and get rid of your opponent's like board. Then you just slam in for 10, which is like insane. But the issue is I think every deck has that sort of a play. Like I think every deck has just a guy they can put out, whack a super evolve on it, and then hit your opponent in the face for like 10 plus damage. So like maybe it's not that bad, but I guess it's also the fact that they have all these other tools to be able to build a board really, really easily. They have a million board wipes, it feels like sometimes. Lesbians that summon a toy that doesn't last. I mean, yeah. I haven't lost since I started playing Rune. I mean, that's a good takeaway, but it does mean you've abandoned dragons. And dragons are really cool. So if you've abandoned the really cool deck, that's a bit of a shame. That's a bit of a shame. Bruh, Cyclone is a dirty whale. Shouldn't have jinxed yourself out loud like that. Coin, ANG, coin, Kuon. Every spellcraft 4, 5, 6 I seem to face. I mean, yeah, if they do high roll, I think they're probably one of the strongest decks. Like, if they ramp out perfectly, it's so hard to deal with it. Like, it's actually kind of nuts. Throwing money won't grant skill to play a game like a pro. I mean, basically, right? It's just faster to test. And Angrius, Cerberus is busted. Yeah, Cerberus is so good, man. It's so good. As a really good player who got to Master Diamond with Abyss mid-range. Yes, we actually have their deck list. Look. So there's this guy. So, reached Master rank in Diamond state. Naturally, I powered through with only Necro. Mid-range Necro was the ultimate answer. Necro's legends are Cerberus, Aragawa, and Lesser Mummy. But here we go. So this is the list. I guess we could do this to make this look a little bit nicer. There you go. So this is the list that did manage to basically max out with the worst deck in the game. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Let's catch up with the chat before we actually go deep into this. Cerberus is crazy good for Abyss. Abyss aggro sounds fun for people who like aggressive decks / plays. Yeah, but you could also just play Sword. Because Sword basically just goes face constantly and does the same thing, but a bit better, in my opinion. Medusa is more busted. People would say Cerberus is the worst. Kuon also gets Storm. Yeah, Kuon, man. Sure. I want to try Earthright, but you see nobody playing it. It's because Earthright, I think, is just... It's not bad. It's just not spell boost. Right? So, like, although it's not awful, I think it's just overshadowed, which makes people just like, go, why would I play that? I don't like that. Give Storm. I don't have Aggro Dragon. I'm missing 2 cards. Oh, no. I'm glad I didn't wail like Cyclone. Build it if you can, considering you have a legend that has Storm and Intimidate as well is so busted, I swear. There are some situations where you just won't have an out to an intimidated guy, and you just lose. You're just like, he's made like a 9/9 intimidate. I just look at my hand, there's nothing that can like pop a 9 that doesn't target. Or that, you know, that can pop a 9 in general. I can like summon out a guy, super evolve and attack over it, but I can't attack it. I guess I just die, right? That has happened sometimes, and it's so awkward. Is this true? Hola. It's Obby Excel Bro has loads of decks in Master Duel and Duel Links. I mean, yeah. And already has decks in Shadowverse. I don't know if Grind is kidding, though. Pure free-to-play poverty player. It's important. It's important for the poverty players. Poverty players will make up probably like 90% of the player base, so we got to keep them happy, right? Well, us happy. I have spent money on the game. I don't know where I fall in this category now. The problem with Earthright is they have no outlet higher than 5 cost. Yeah. Also, hello, Apple. Welcome, welcome. 2 Medusa. Yes, only 2 Medusa in this list, which is interesting. But I guess it's because, like, getting your hand full of Medusa probably not the best. And you, like we say, you're mid-range, so you want to be playing a lot of stuff in the mid-game. You don't want too much top-end, I suppose. Maybe they don't have the third. Right, I could be wrong. I feel like someone who's this dedicated probably has the third. The really interesting one, he's got 3 of this one. Oh, we can't actually see my mouse at the moment, which is annoying. Why can't we see my mouse? Capture cursor is on. Capture my cursor. There we go. This guy. A lot of lists I've seen are playing like 1 or none of this guy, but obviously this list is playing 3. But this, like, look at this, right? This is 3, 6, 9, 11 legends. In quote-unquote the worst deck in the game to, like, make it playable. It's like, all gacha companies just invest on the poverty players getting a 9 to 5, though. And when it happens... I mean, basically, right? Welcome to gacha games. Please give us your money. Now, we just need a small subsection of the players, like the Cyclones, to spend a lot of money, so we don't have to spend very much. That's the trade-off, right? They need to just every, like, month or two, just give us, like, a nice little cheap bundle, and we'll be like, oh, thank you for giving us this little cheap bundle, I will buy this. Yuka comes out on Saturday, so we don't know exactly. Usually it'll be day 2 or day 3. Right, so it will be either Friday or Saturday. Saturday's probably the most likely, but it could come out on Friday. No, actually, I think Friday's going to be the most likely, you know. But it could be Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Like, I don't think they are set in stone, because some of the events used to have like 5 chapters, and recently some of the events have only had 4 chapters, which like messes up when they're getting released. You would need over 100 Cyclones. There's probably at least 100 Cyclones in the world, right? There must be. Wait, new character? I mean, yeah, for Rush duels. But looking at this deck, I mean, this is very similar to the list I play. I don't have any of this guy. This guy. I also don't have this or this, which are probably quite important for the deck. So I need to, like, actually... potentially do something with this. The issue is I don't know if I want to build towards this. Because, like... I mean, the deck hasn't got a competitive deck, so I might as well. And I do quite like the Abyss deck. I think, like, it's just a cool deck. They are needed. Yeah, I assume they would be. So the other big thing... I'm missing those cards too. Yeah, it's not too bad as well. I haven't crafted anything on that account yet, so... The other big thing is we had... a $1,000 prize pool Gengar tournament, which was very exciting. So there were 256 players in it. 404 players did sign up, though. So this is a cool tournament. It was 8 rounds of Swiss. So after 8 rounds of Swiss, only 1 player was undefeated, and 7 players that did make up the rest of the top 8 went 7 and 1. Well, plus this one. We missed one off. So anyone that was X2 did not make it. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But it is what it is. I went 5-0. Oh, Cyclone Valley in here. Let's find him. Let's find Cyclone. I don't know. I'm not seeing a Cyclone here. Oh, were you a DNFer? Was Cyclone a dirty DNFer? Let's have a look. I'm not seeing a Cyclone. Oh, maybe Cyclone's lying. Maybe Cyclone's lying. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be on the list. Look at all of these names as well. Let's manually take a look. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not seeing any 5-0s. And up here, we're not seeing any Cyclone 5-0s. So many people. Oh, yeah. You should try the lobby tourney this weekend. Oh, you're going to try it. You get 3 legendary tickets just for participating. Well, you get those legendary tickets just for logging in. So I don't know actually what you get for playing in it. Because you get these just for logging in. You can go and get them right now. Like, if we do this quick. Ooh. Behold. Legendary pack tickets. So we have these now. So I don't know what we actually get for playing. If we could just get that again or not. Right now? Open them? Okay, we'll open them quick. We'll open them quick before we get back to this. Just to get Cyclone off my back. Legendary pack tickets. Right, here we go. Oh my guys, there's a legendary in this pack. Damn. Let's see what we get. Little Miss Bone Monster. Luminous Commander. Yuna, Occult Hunter. Dark Seal Demon. Minyu, Dark Dweller. Elder Sagebrush. Apprentice Astrologer, and Kwon. I mean, Kwon's good. I don't think I need it on this account. I have 4 Orcus on this account. I don't need another one. Right, Luminous Commander, Puppet Shield, Holy Shield Maiden, Luminous Commander, Starry-Eyed Penguin Wizard. This is unironically one of my favorite cards. Stormy Blast, Owl Summoner, and Amelia. I don't know if that's my second on this account or not. I get confused because I have different accounts. I love this card. This card's art is so good. He's a starry-eyed penguin wizard. Everything about this card is incredible. Can you get god packs in this game? Yeah. You can get packs that have just like nothing but like URs in them. I need that Amelia, mate. Hand it over. No. I like how when you evolve cards, a lot of the time they just flip the art, and that's kind of it. It's like, oh, the background changed a little bit, but yeah, we'll just flip the art, don't worry about it. Alright, last pack. Ironheart Hunter, Reaper's Deathslash, Goblin Foray, William, Mysterian Student, Reno, Luxwing Featherfolk, Medical Grade Assassin, Hound of War, and it's Gayu, who is a brand new card. So, our first Gayu. Neat. Collection level 11. Oh my god, crazy. So that was also a new one. So that's our first Amelia on this account. Gayu and Amelia. Fantastic. Amazing. I don't think we have any packs of this at the moment. No, we don't. So we go back to cards. We will check our cards quick. We'll see what we're doing. See how we're looking. I just got 2 legendaries in my first legend pack. Nice, nice. Alright, let's liquefy the bonuses real quick. I'm not going to bother going through and doing the manual ones. Right, let's take a look at my Legos on this account. So we've got 1 Kagemitsu. We've got 1 Aragavi, we're not playing that on this account. We have 2 Kwon now on this account, which means both of my accounts now have 2 Kwon. We've got 2 Albert. We've got our first Amelia, so we're slowly building Sword. We have got 2 Olivia, which is actually kind of nice. I wasn't too happy about this originally, but a lot more decks are playing this now. We've got the 3 Jean, because originally this deck was going to be a Haven pack, because we had the most Haven pulls at the start, and we got the Haven starter deck. But then we just did this. And we just got all of the Orcus in the world. And there's a Dimension Climb. We also have 2 Opulent Rose Queen on this account and 3 on the other account, which is like so awkward. But it is what it is. I'm running 2 Hounds to replace my 2 missing Amelias, and it's just not the same. Feels bad, man. Olivia is so cool. Yeah, I think she's pretty cool. 2 accounts, Nani. Yeah, I wanted 2 accounts so I could try and play different decks, right? That's the logic. I don't want to, like, whale. Like, it seems silly to whale a bunch of money into it when I could just It's like the setup for an account takes a while, but actually like doing your dailies on an account takes like no time at all. It's like once you've got the account made, it's really easy to keep up with it. The issue again is setting it up. The other thing is, I think what I might have to do is drop my alt account out of the guild, because I don't think I'm going to be able to keep up with 2 accounts in ranked. So I think I'm going to have one which we actually play ranked on, like, seriously, and we'll have that in the guild. And then we'll just have the other one stop leeching in the guild. I think that's going to be the plan. Game is telling you something with these queens. Let's see what I get from my 3. What rank are we? I'm in D1 at the moment. We have barely played at all. I have, in terms of like actually sitting down and getting a chance to sit and play ranked, we have had 1 session. So I was out all weekend. We were actually at a festival. So I spent a lot of time touching grass. And because of that, I wasn't able to play at all over the weekend. Beyond that, we've been busy with work. We've been busy editing videos. We've been busy just like faffing with stuff. But whenever we've gotten a chance, we've been sitting down and playing ranked. But like I said, we haven't had much. Realistically, we've had about 3 hours to play ranked total. So I think D1 after about 3 hours of play isn't like awful. I'm in group Sapphire, but C3 almost rank up to B0. Nice, nice. My guild is tryhard. I mean, that's good. I assume your guild's going to be like S, right, if it's tryhard. Amatar's Dimension Climb and Ruler of Cock. You and your bloody cock. Alright. But for now, before we actually jump in and start playing games, let's finish up what we were doing here. So we were looking at the tournament. So only one person went 8-0. And that same person got to 2nd place overall. So the guy that went 8-0 in Swiss didn't end up actually taking the event. But it was still really close nonetheless. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what decks are these people using? I know a lot of you have probably already seen them. But these were the lists that did end up topping, right? So Seeking Earth was the guy that went 8-0. This is basically top to bottom, like their placements from Swiss. But obviously all of these guys down here, they all went 7-1. So their position doesn't really matter. But Seeking Earth was the guy that got 8-0, right? With Artifact Portal and Mid-Range Sword. And as you're seeing, right? There seems to be some sort of interesting overlap with these, right? You know, we're seeing Artifact Portal, Artifact Portal, Artifact Portal, Artifact Portal, Artifact Portal, Artifact Portal, and Artifact Portal. So 7 out of 8 were on Artifact Portal. That's an interesting observation. I mean, what else was there, right? So Dimension Climbs, that's Rune. Rune. So 4 Rune. And then Roach, 1, 2, 3. So 3 Roach first. And then 1 Aggro Dragon, 1 Mid-Range Sword. So, I mean, obviously, what's not here? What's missing from this story, right? No Haven, no Abyss. And I think a lot of people expected Haven to make it, because Haven has been doing okay. Now I have 4 Climb again. I've dismantled 3 of them. What was he playing? Portland Sword. I had to get up at 5 AM. I stayed up watching this and passed out right after. I mean, you do you, brother. Portal is good. Abyss and Haven. Abyss. I think people weren't surprised that Abyss wasn't represented here, but I think a lot of people were expecting Haven. I haven't seen Aggro Haven. Aggro Haven is interesting. It kind of just like sneaks wins out of nowhere more than anything. But like, we'll take a look, right? So there was the 2 different Artifact Portal builds as well that were like doing quite well. So this was the winning list. This is the list that ended up taking the entire event. So this went 7-1 in Swiss and ended up, you know, making it all the way to the finals. So this list is on, again, the quote-unquote hybrid part of this deck is the 2 Lovestruck Puppets, the 2 Puppet Theaters. That's kind of it. And then, like, Yudi is kind of in here as well as potentially part of the hybrid build. It's kind of not really part of the Puppet stuff, but it exists. So that's that. Then this is the list that came second. This is more pure. and isn't really playing any of the puppet stuff, the only puppet card in here is Orcus, right? So the rest of this is more of the pure build. This is the build that I personally prefer, and again, this is the one that went 8-0 in Swiss, and then took second place, only barely missing out to the hybrid in the finals. I faced it, survive with 1 HP. Just mainly get the Stoolhaven. She's just there to vibe. Orcus fair and balanced. I don't actually think... So Orcus is very, very strong. But it's kind of on the same level as, like, Kwon, as sort of a similar level to Albert. It's, like, again, a similar level to, like, a lot of the end game push cards that everyone has. So, like, I feel like most decks have an Orcus, right? Or they have something that's just as good or very close. So a part of me is like, if everyone's got something busted, then no one's got something busted, right? The issue is, if your opponent draws their busted shit and you don't draw your busted shit, you feel like you're so far behind. Because, like, the power level of everyone's, like, super Giga Legend is insane. Compared to, like, everything else that isn't a super Giga Legend. But then we got some other lists in here as well. We'll take a look at the sword list as well, because I think a lot of people are really gravitating towards the sword build. Although this is, like, quite a reserved build, right? There's not a lot of high end in this build, and we're only playing these 6 legends. Summon Orcus just so I can Juno her away. Exactly, exactly. But what we were planning to do, after taking a look at all this information, is we wanted to make our own little tier list. We wanted to think about where we put all these decks. And we're going to, I think, start in the most obvious place. The deck that we play, Giga Gundam, Artifact Portal, I think definitely goes into the old S tier. So I think, personally, when the decks were revealed, I knew I wanted to play the Gundam. Because it's a giant robot mech. And then they were like, to make the Gundam, you have to, like, do a bunch of finagling fusing in your hand. And they had, like, a big flowchart to explain it. And I was like, yes, this is what I want. I like that kind of level of complexity. I think aesthetically it's really cool. I love this deck. Now, the downside is, because it's, like, the best deck in the game, arguably, everyone now doesn't like it. Because, anything that's good is cringe. And therefore, my deck is now cringe. And that makes me sad. But it is what it is. We're no stranger to being one with the cringe. So that's not anything, like, too bad for us. Dimension Climb is good. Portal is crazy decent and has loads of board wipes. I think... I don't know if I would say they have loads of board wipes, per se. But it's more like... they're able to challenge any board, right? Because I think a board wipe insinuates you're going to put down a card, and that one card is going to just boom, the board's gone. I don't think Portal does that quite so much, but they are able to just out an entire board every turn. But I feel like every deck kind of should be able to do that, so it doesn't end up feeling that, like, they have that leg up over everyone else. It makes you feel better. I've never liked Portal. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I just think, even the puppet version of the deck, I think it just looks cool. Like, the idea of, like, having marionettes fight for you, or having, like, big robot Gundam, I think both of those aesthetically are really cool. Now, there is some downsides of Portal. First things first, the best way to play this deck is beta spam. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, when you summon out your guys in Portal, you will have effects that add, like, artifacts to your hand. Then you can combine those artifacts in lots of different ways and make different guys. And you combine all of those guys to make Captain Gundam over here, Omega. Now, the downside is, the way you're supposed to play the deck, the way it was designed, is you make all 3 of the different robots, and then you combine them into the big robot, and then he punches, and that's kind of the way that you're intended to play it. What players have realized is, one of the robots, called Beta, at the end of the turn, burns your opponent for 3. Now, you're thinking, 3 is not that bad, why does it really matter? Well, it turns out if you just make nothing but betas, and then you play all the cards that just cheat cards out. So, for example, there's one card which is like 5-drop, make 2 copies of an artifact in your hand that's cost 5 or less, and then at the end of your opponent's turn, destroy them. So you play that, put down 2 betas, burn your opponent for 6. At the end of your turn, they get popped. There's also another card, which is a 5-drop that when it evolves, again, summon a copy of a 5-drop artifact from your hand. So you summon out beta, burn your opponent for 3. Then there's the... I forget what it's called, but like the other legend. The little girl legend that they have that isn't Orcus. But that one lets you summon a copy of 3 level 5 or lower artifacts from your hand, so you just get out 3 beta, end your turn, burn your opponent for 9. Now, if you super evolve as well, you can attack over one of your opponent's guys and get him for another burn for 1 damage because of the super evolve effect. So, it ends up playing just like a burn deck, which is really boring. So, I really like this deck. I really like building the full robot. I like playing this as a control deck, where you just try and like out your opponent's board every turn. You try and like just make everyone appear on the field and attack over stuff. I don't like it as a burn deck. I think that's kind of lame. I think that's kind of a cringe way to play the deck. I understand, it makes sense. I understand if you're trying to win, you should be doing that when it's applicable. You can't just always do that, by the way. If you're against like Sword and you try and burn rush them down, you're probably going to lose that race. You're going to lose. So it only works in certain matchups. But I do think spamming out betas is really cringe, and I'm not a big fan of that personally. Reduce their skill damage by 1 and healing by 1 and all their attacks by 1 and they'll be fine. If you did that, they would be really mid. I think you don't understand how much changing 3 different numbers would drastically change the way that the deck performs. Like, drastically. If you changed one of those numbers, the deck would be a lot weaker just immediately. But it's like, would it drop out of tier 1? Probably not. So I think you could maybe drop the beta burn damage by 1 and then just call it a day. And then you would still be able to play it as a control deck. But like the burn version wouldn't be as oppressive. Aggro decks do nicely against this, but it comes down to both players' hands. Yeah, so a lot of the time, if you just play the control variant of this, like you get out the cannon, you're able to just keep summoning out Gamma, and you're able to like copy Gammas out, you'll just like be able to deal with Swarm and aggro really, really easily. But if you don't have those tools, you can't use those tools, so you will just die, right? So like, that's one of the things I really like about this deck, though, is that you can change the way you play it. You can try and rush people down. Or, on a dime, you can swap to playing more of a defensive strategy, where you're trying to clear your opponent's board, you're trying to recover your own life, you're trying to put down loads of ward, and you have these options to do so. And I think that is a really cool kind of toolbox of how you can play the deck. You can kind of very quickly swap gears and go full aggro or go full defensive, and I think that's a really cool, like, theme of the deck. But again, I think beta spam is cringe, and I don't like it. I like summoning the big robot. I want to play the big robot. I picked up the deck to summon the big robot. Let me summon the big robot. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So the next deck we're going to talk about. I guess we'll stay on theme. We'll stay on theme. Puppets. Puppets, puppets, puppets. I think puppets are probably an A. I don't think they're in the same level as Artifact, personally. I think puppets as well are... They're decent. And again, I've heard they've got a really good matchup into Portal specifically. I've only, I think, dropped 1 game to puppets, and that was actually Mono playing it. And that was a game where, like, I think Mono ramped out perfectly, and my opening was, like, really garbage. So I don't know if I should, like, base my entire opinion off of that 1 game. Puppets is very fun. Puppets feel like a fair deck until they drop Orcus. Well, that's the thing. We can just drop Orcus in Artifact, which is like the weird part, right? We just have it in there as well. Yeah, I don't know. Puppets feels like they are a board control deck a lot of the time, and their big play is that you'll drop Orcus, you'll super evolve Orcus, then you'll have 2 3/3s that can just immediately swing, save Storm. You give Storm to your defender as well, so that's immediately what, 6, 7 damage. And then if you have another advanced puppet in your hand, theoretically you could just put that down. And realistically, you're getting like 10 direct damage as like your big burn turn. or you're just going to run all of that into your opponent's board and get rid of their entire board, right? You're going to do one of those things. And the big annoying part is that the puppet that you summon, like the one behind Orcus here, is a 1/6 ward that has... Oh, crap. What's the effect called where you can't target it with spells? Although you have to target it with spells. Like, it protects the rest of the board. And it's annoying because it has exactly that 5 or that 6 health, which does make it kind of annoying. Because there are a lot of cards that will do 5 damage, not many that will do 6. So for some decks, it can get annoying to get over it. But yeah. Still a really, really strong deck. Still really, really good. Then, I think the next best deck, which is probably even stronger than that, is probably Dimension Climb, right? Or specifically Runecraft. Runecraft is so nutty when it gets going. It's actually nuts. And Bane. Yeah. 100%. You can try and do something, Hal, but my bot won't let you. I don't know what you're trying to do. A tier. Rune is S tier? Nah. I think there's an argument for it. I think these are the 2 best decks in the game. I do think that this is probably better than... I think this deck is probably just better than this deck. I don't like playing against this deck very much. But I do think this one is a lot stronger than it. I say a lot. It gets weird, right? Because then it becomes... What is the difference in tiers? So for me, I see Puppet and Rune as around the same power level. Which is why I'm having them, like, together. Give me more Earthright cards. Soon. But this deck is still unbelievably strong, right? The whole point is you just spell boost absolutely everything. If the deck is playing how it wants to, it will just keep wiping the board again and again and again. You will just keep spell boosting again and again and again. Rune is way stronger. I disagree with your opinion, Toti, but I respect you for having it. I think Rune is like, it's a really good deck. But I think also Puppet is a really good deck. Probably the highest ceiling in the game. Again, it comes down to this deck has one of the highest ceilings if it high rolls the crap out of you, right? But in the same vein, Dark Galaxy and Rush has like the highest ceiling in the game if it high rolls you, yet it wasn't the best deck in the game. And I think that's true here as well. I think it doesn't suddenly just become like the strongest deck because it has a really good ceiling. I think it's quite comfortable as like a tier 2 deck or a tier A deck. Rune requires a good pilot and requires you to manage your spell boosting effectively. I think that's true for a lot of these decks though, right? Like, I think there is a massive, massive difference between an artifact player who knows what they're doing and one that's just kind of fumbling. Rune is exactly the same. I don't think there's as much of that with Puppets. I think Puppets you can get away with being a worse player and still do fine. I say Rune S since you need 2 decks for competitive. I don't think that is a good argument to bump it up. I don't think just because the format is a 2-deck, like you have to take 2 decks to a competitive official event. I personally don't think that means you just have to have 2 S's. But, you know, again, that's just my take. That's just my take. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't agree, right? But yeah, this deck is like kind of nutty. You wipe the board pretty much every turn, assuming everything goes right. It's one of those things where the deck never seems to stop drawing cards. They never seem to stop playing spells. But sometimes the deck just sort of runs out of gas. And when it does, it feels really underwhelming. Like, I've been playing against them quite a decent amount. And sometimes they'll just like stop doing things. They'll like play a couple of draw spells, not really have anything to do because they spent their play points for the turn because the hand just had like no more playmakers left in it, and then it just kind of stalls. And I think that happens an okay amount. So like I think the deck is very reliant on the cards it sees, and not all cards in this deck are created equally. You also need to make sure you get the cards that you want to be being spell boosted at the time where you also have the cards that can spell boost, right? And sometimes that does make it a little bit awkward. The deck is bricky, especially the way players build it. I mean, that's kind of the takeaway, right? Now, I will also say that I am not in Diamond, right? So, the people I'm playing against aren't necessarily the cream of the crop. People will make mistakes. People will not have finished their decks yet. People will not have built their decks correctly. This is all to be factored in. So just because I've got this in A tier doesn't mean, like, you know, I think you're wrong because you would have it somewhere else. This is just, like, my perspective on it so far. If we get Declimb with Cock, the deck just rips. I think the thing is, Cocytus is just kind of busted. A lot of the time, if you just drop Cocytus and then you just, like, survive a turn, the game can just be over from that point on. Like, especially if you're in, like, a control v control matchup, where you've been, like, trading back and forth, like, I wipe your board, you wipe my board, I wipe your board, you wipe my board, we're drawing lots of cards constantly, we're keeping this control matchup going. The second one player drops Cocytus, the game's kind of over at that point, because all of a sudden you've got this, like, 10-10 Storm, you've got the guy that, like, deals 6 damage to your opponent's entire board and 6 burn damage to them directly. Like, the bad card in the Cocytus deck is, like, the 13-13. Like, when you draw that, you're like, this guy kind of is mid, and that's a low drop 13-13. And you're sat there like, this is the worst draw in my deck. Which is, like, funny, but, like, that is the card you just don't want to see. Rune is heavily legendary weighted. Yes. 100%. 100%. It's awkward. It's definitely awkward. So what do I want as my next deck? I think the next best deck is probably going to go in here, and I think it's going to be Roach. So, this deck is... People call this a combo deck. And technically, it is. But it feels more like a rush down... I don't know if OTK is the right word, but it will just, like, kill you out of nowhere with, like, a double Roach attack on, like, turn, like, 7 or 8 or 9, depending on, like, what it is. It's, like, it's a weird deck where a lot of the time, no matter how much you've prepared for it, it will just randomly slap you in the face for, like, 14. And you're like, oh, I guess I'm just dead. But the issue is you have to, like, see the pieces, right? If you don't get their draw amulet, it's like the staff of something, the rod of something, really early, again, the deck can just stall. If you don't get the Roaches, again, you're not doing these combo turns where you get to, like, Roach, go in, put Roach back in hand, summon Roach again, go in again. You're not going to get those big turns. So this deck, again, feels like it's very, very heavily reliant on seeing those two cards very specifically. It sort of is, but it isn't. Forest feels like Sword, but weaker, and you need a brain to pilot it. It's a weird one, though, right? Because if we take a look at this tournament, because theoretically, right now, this is the best indication we have of the current metagame. Now, obviously, there will be some caveats to that, right? You know, maybe people were all copying each other. Maybe the meta was very kind of a bit like a an echo chamber. There's also going to be things like it's a 2-deck format, but 2-deck formats are a bit weird. Maybe they were playing the B deck more than the C deck most of the time. But, like, a lot of people obviously had a lot of faith in the Roach Forest over Sword, considering only one Sword even made it in. So, like, it's a bit of a weird one. From my experience, I think this deck feels, like we're saying, it feels very similar to Sword. I would say Sword feels the most closest to Forestcraft. But I do think, based on my experience, I do think that Forest feels a little bit better than Sword. But I do agree that I do think Forest feels like it is so much more complicated than Sword. Moki brought 7 Sesso at Worlds. Good players control. I mean, he also brought Noodles, right? When it was well past Noodle meta. Very clear this on this based on top list that Portal is by far the best deck in the format. I mean, yeah. I like this as sort of it for my top tiers. I think everything beyond this is going to be in B tier or lower. Roach is stronger than Sword because Sword is capped to 12 damage from hand. Forest is way higher. Yes, I do think that is a very important takeaway. And Sword has to get to turn 9 to realistically make any sort of big, like, finishing play. But, saying that, Sword can play like Face Hunter. So anyone who plays Hearthstone might get that reference. Where Sword, a lot of the time, just puts cards on the board and then attacks directly, and then puts cards on the board and attacks directly, and puts a card on the board and attacks directly, and just hopes that they'll kill your opponent before anything like bad happens. And then if they do get to turn 9, they'll try and finish off with Alfred. So like Sword is like so brain dead. I feel like from my experience and how I've played against a lot of these decks, Sword feels like the easiest deck, but that doesn't mean it's the best deck, right? It just means the deck seems very one-dimensional most of the time. There will be some situations where you will have to use your brain, right? You have to pick apart a sticky board. Maybe you have to, like, put the brakes on just going face, and you have to be like, okay, realistically, I'm not going to win this race, or realistically, I'm not going to kill him before he stabilizes. I need to change gears. At which point, the deck becomes a bit more complicated, but beyond that, I wouldn't say by far, but yeah, I think it's the best deck. Yes, I think, again, it comes down to how much of a gap are we putting between these tiers, right? It's clear it's strong in terms of power, scaling, accessibility, and so on. I think, though, some people will look at the difference in a tier, and they'll be like, okay, so this deck will automatically just beat all 3 decks underneath it. And that's not necessarily true, right? Like, this deck could easily lose to any of these decks. But also, it could lose to any of the B decks as well. I think there's not actually a huge gap between the tiers. Like, realistically, this is quite an open meta. It's just this deck is going to be winning more consistently by a bit compared to the others. That's how I look at it, right? Then for B. So for me... actually, we've got Aggro Dragon as well. I don't really know what to do with Aggro Dragon. Aggro Dragon is in one of these. It's a weird one. I've played against it twice, and the deck seems really good. The issue is, I don't know about its matchups. Like, I only know how it performs into my deck, and only the people I've played against. So, I haven't seen it being super widespread. Aggro Dragon is so high roll. Yeah, but every time I played against it, they do seem to get, like, the starting turn they need. You get that, like, early artifact that just keeps pumping out the 2/2 rushes. Don't want to be the same as tier 1 was unbeatable. I mean, look at Gaia. In Gaia format, there was 0 reason to play something else. When it's not just hit very strong, we can still lose. Aggro Dragon is so high roll. That was Defo tier 0 for me, to be honest. Otohime? What about Otohime? I think we probably put this down in B for now, just because, again, it's a bit high roll. I think I'm going to put it next to Swordcraft. Swordcraft, again, we've already spoken about this deck quite a lot. This deck is... I don't even think Swordcraft is, like, crazy strong right now. I think it's decent. I think it's okay. It's in an okay spot. It can definitely beat any other deck, for sure. But if you're able to stop Sword from just going face every turn, you're able to control their board, I feel like Sword falls off really hard. That card that pumps out the 2/2 with Storm? Yes. I mean, anything that pumps out 2/2s with Storm is obviously going to be insane, right? But that's the thing. I think Sword is good. I think, like, again, B is not bad. B is still, like, very, very good. It's still very playable. Like, bad is going to be anything lower than this, and I'm not even sure if I consider the decks under this to actually be quote-unquote bad. Struggles against late game decks? Yeah. But it's one of those things where, like, sometimes you'll just, like we say, you'll just put guys on the board, you'll swing in, your opponent won't have the out to it, and then you'll kill them on, like, turn 6 or 7. Like, that does happen sometimes. So, like, this deck can just be a bit broken, but it has to, like, curve out well to do so. Need to have done damage over the last 3 to 4 turns before the Super Evolve for the deck to have a chance. Yeah, basically. Then we've got the other Dragon deck. This is like Dragon Ramp. I think Dragon Ramp is decent. The main issue I have with Dragon Ramp is a lot of the time you never get to that late game scenario like unscathed. Like, you'll get to like your 10 mana plays, and you'll be on like 8 health, and then you're just like trying to not just randomly die. Like, if you do get to that end game and you're able to consistently slam stuff on the board, it feels really good. But I feel like even when you do their big legend play and you summon out like 3 guys, and then you can super evolve to give your guys like a boost and stuff, it just doesn't seem unoutable. Like, a lot of the time, my opponents will slam this down, and I'll just wipe the whole board. And I'm like, that was your big turn, and now nothing's happened. And then you could just kill them the next couple of turns after. Like, Dragon is not a deck I've ever had, like, too much problem with. That's not saying you've never lost to it, right? Obviously, we've dropped games to Dragon before. But it's always felt, like, really close when we've lost and really not close when we've won. So I just tends to use Geno to clear out and to go Albert. Yeah. Depends how much you have left when you make it to late game. Exactly, exactly. A Dragon heavily relies on their overflow and have points lead. Yes, which, again, sort of relies on them curving out really well, because you want to make sure, like, you get the, what is it, the 3-drop that increases your points, and you want the Super Evolve that increases your points as well, that you just get to do for free if you're an Overflow. It feels like Corner Orcus, but mid. Yeah, exactly. He's not bad, but I feel like he doesn't have that overwhelming presence that a lot of the other cards have, like the other, like, big bosses. So, the next deck we're going to talk about is going to be Haven. So this, I don't know why they're using this icon, but this is like Control Haven. Control Haven is good, right? You're able to just wipe the board pretty much every turn. Like, turn like 5 rolls around, and then every turn for the rest of the game, you're basically like board wipe, board wipe, board wipe, board wipe, board wipe. And as you're doing this, you're slowly like increasing the number of cards in your hand. You're slowly setting up a load of amulets to then summon out guys. You're getting that damage in. You can summon out this chick as well, who at first glance is a bit weird, but especially like a control matchup, if she gets outed, she comes back basically with Storm, because she'll hit the board again, and then she's immediately able to attack. And if you don't out it, well, then you just have a 7 just staring you down, right? So it's actually really threatening. But again, if you're playing against like the rush matchup, it's kind of a race. It's like, can I stabilize before you kill me? And for rush, it's like, well, can I kill them before they stabilize? But it's still a good deck. I don't want to like pretend it's not a good deck. Even though it didn't make top 8, I still think this deck is decent. I think personally, B is where I would have it. And the deck is still really fun as well. It also plays on like a completely different axis to every other deck, and I think that's kind of cool. Using a Holy Vessel to wipe your board response. Exactly, exactly. So beyond that, I do think the Storm variant is also really good. Again, you just pump out guys that can just attack directly immediately, which is good. That's just straight up a good play. Like, there's nothing bad about that. It's a bit of a weird deck. You don't see it that often, but it can just like randomly kill you out of nowhere. Like, this deck will just sometimes be like, oh, I've just summoned like 10 Storm on the board in a single turn, attack directly, GG. So, shouldn't be underestimated, but again, I think we need to see this deck played a bit more before we can actually see what it's really made of. Then there's the aggro build for Abyss. I don't think it's in a great spot. Again, I think if you're going to play aggro Abyss, you might as well play any of the other aggro decks that are just higher tiered. And then finally, there's like mid-range Abyss. This is, I think, is actually kind of hard because you could put it here, but I don't think it's difficult. It's either here or here, right? It's one of these two spots, in my opinion. Because again, the deck is like, it's not awful, but it does feel like it's not in a fantastic spot. And even if it has like a good counter matchup to some of the top decks, if it doesn't beat the whole field, it's not going to be in a great spot overall. So I think that's kind of it. I think this is how I would have it personally. Alright, what we are going to do now, because the ads keep trying to attack me, is we are going to run 3 minutes of ads whilst I get a drink, and then we're going to jump into playing some ranked games. That's the plan. That is the plan. So we're going to do the ads, get them out of the way. That will also get rid of the pre-rolls, and then we can start playing some ranked. So I think the deck that you hate the most depends on the deck you play, because I hate Haven the most. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that is a very, very fair. The deck I hate the most is probably Sword, and that's just because sometimes if you just don't have what you need, Sword will just kill you really early because you just didn't have what you had, right? Play me one game on table for daily. Okay, we'll play you one game on table for daily, but for now, we're going to run our ads. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Hello, everyone that doesn't have ads. Welcome. Alright, we'll swallow this for now. Hello, Manicist. You gonna come play? We'll start our Manicist game, so we can get this out the way before we do the grind. Manicus, did you want to play an actual game, or did you want to just, like, go face over and over again until the game's over? Hello, Cyclone. And there we go, the ads are officially gone. As we jump into a game against Manicust himself. I mean, this isn't awful. Let's see what we got. Oh, well, we might as well get these going. Oh my god, it's Miranda. Drop this down, and I think we're just going to go face for now. That's spell boosted once, so that's now spell boosting twice, which is fine. So here we'll drop down Miriam. Then, I mean, I guess we're going to kill one of these. I guess we'll just kill this. Like, we're not going to win that race, we don't want to take 4. Stormy Blast? Oh no. Is that it? Just very uninteresting turn. I mean, that's funny. And we're not really doing anything else this turn, so we might as well, right? So we'll get rid of that. We will then go ahead and fuse these together. And then we'll just go face. Alright, let's see what Manicust has got for us here. Ooh, that's a very strong turn 5 play. We get very lucky to have that on this turn. Alright, we're gonna go Cannon. I'm gonna go ahead and fuse these together. I'm going to go ahead and fuse these together. There's not really a reason to fuse again. But here we probably just go face, because I can't really... I mean, we could evolve. I mean, evolving here feels really bad. But, like, if we don't want to just randomly die to Kuon, it's probably sensible. Okay, we'll do this. I just don't think we can take that much damage this early. I hate that card as well. I don't care that the 5/5 ward dies at the end of my turn. It ruins all tempo. Yeah, basically, right? But again, it doesn't really matter unless you're, like, trying to rush your opponent down. That's when, like, it feels really bad. Jesus Christ, what is this hand? Okay. This is such an odd hand. And we're doing that next anyway, so we're always doing this. Then the question is, are we going to go for the burn to try and apply a load of pressure? I guess we will. And then we'll just snipe for 4, or for 3 even. One comes down. This is kind of nuts, by the way. So Manicist had the 5 drop for turn 5, and he's got the 7 drop for turn 7. Which is pretty gross. Okay, so we're going to go +1. I think we always Orcus here, right? There's no way we don't. And go ahead and do this. So what is the correct order to do this in? We want him to kill that, most likely. Who's killing that? It has to be you. You're killing you. Then I think it has to just be this and this, right? Alright. Are we ready for Kuon number 2? They always have the second. They always have it. Yeah, these two can be really scary together. The issue is, obviously, yeah, there it is. We called it. We called the second Kuon. They always have it. They always have it. Is he going to super evolve it is the question. Even if he super evolves, it on its own can't kill Orcus. So, wait. We're going to ram that in there. We're going to trade... What? Ah, we're going to storm it. Alright, we needed the +1 for that. Okay. Okay. So we will go... I think it's just this again, right? Is there a world in which it isn't? I don't think so. Orcus comes down. Now the question is, do we super evolve? Because super evolving is obviously good because it gets rid of his board again. He'd need the 3rd Kuon, right? He'd need the 3rd one for it to actually be really bad for us. So we're going to super evolve again. We'll run into that. He's going to deal with that. One damage is fine. It depends what he's got. I think we're going to do this because I want him in range where I can kill him with the Gundam. So this is a little bit greedy. This is a little bit greedy. But we'll see. We'll see what he does. Blaze Destroyer is fine. We do not mind that. So that's going to do damage to... Has to do damage to that one. Okay. And comes down again. 4th legendary, by the way. 4th legend. 4th legend. Fifth legend, guys. 5 legends. This is the high roll we were talking about. If Manicus can't win after getting this much high roll, then he's just bad. Like, surely there's no way he cannot find a way to lose this game at this stage. There's no reason to attack him with that. Leah comes down. Okay. There's just so much shit. I mean, yeah, this is the ultimate high roll. There was no real way we could beat this unless we also high rolled, and we just did not high roll. Like, we got the multiple Orcus, which is like neat, but we can't beat just 5 legends. What are we doing with this? There's the super evolve. We bullet, we'd have 5 left. We'd get 2. I think we have to get rid of this. If I put that down, I mean, it depends where the fusions go, right? I think it's unlikely to go in my favor, though. I'll put this down. Fuse that into that. Fuse that into that. No, fuse it! Game! I clicked it! Come on, that is bullshit. That is bullshit. The game knows it. The game knows it. So I would have done 2 more fusions if the game didn't basically bug there. We would have done 4 damage to that and 4 damage to that. So he would have only had a 6 on board. So we won this game, right? We won the game, but the game fucked up. Because there's no way he makes a board that lives this, right? Yeah, okay, so he had nothing. So yeah, we won the game if the game didn't fuck up. That's so annoying, though. I hate when it does that. It, like, you hover over a card and it, like, undoes what you've done. Like, it's actually so annoying. I had game, I wouldn't have kept spinning. Yeah, well, again, we did win, but the game fucked up. We had basically lethal and you had no way to stop it, so... We should have won that if the game wasn't all fucky. That's the other thing we should do. I'm not sure if we should change that in the settings. Because there is a way that you have to, like, you set it so you have to click. Where is it? So I want to also turn off as many animations as we can. Just play faster. The issue was we clicked the buttons, but because when we hovered over, it changed what we were targeting. So the button disappeared. That's the problem. Where is it? Well, it's not the confirm. Enlarge text. Display opponent's points. Default leaders. It's not that. Display leader emote. Premium effects. Display pay animation. Extra shake. Where is it? There's the one which is like when you hover over it. Yeah, I changed mine to click instead of hover. It's in controls. Oh, I see. Hover over. So we can change it to left click, right? I think that will do it, but I don't actually know. Alright, so what we're going to do now is, just because we don't want to jump in to ranked with, like, weird settings, we're going to queue up for a unranked game and see how it goes. Where is, like, an unranked? I guess we could just go into a CPU, right? There we go. We'll go against the beginner CPU. And then we'll see if that has fixed the problem. We don't need that. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter if we win or lose. We're playing against a computer. Is that Sora Mia? Hello. Also, hello, Brad. Just realised we hadn't even said hello. So it no longer says it when we hover over. Now if we want to read a card, we have to click it. Which means it shouldn't change what we're targeting. Which is good. That is what we want. Because it now means it should be a lot more difficult to not be able to do those kind of plays. Alright, so we'll go for the 3-drop. Alright, Stray Beastman comes down. Indomitable Fighter. Just absolutely swarming us. Can't put that down yet. We can put that down, but then we wouldn't have run for that. So we're probably going to start fusing off here. Pop this down. Use that down to Alpha. I mean, I could evolve. Is there even a reason to? Just get a Striker. I mean, it literally is just... There, why not? Let's get a Striker. We can clean up some of this board, which is not bad. Hey, Tuna, welcome, welcome. I had 2-0 cost D during that match. I mean, yeah, you curved out ridiculously, Manicus. You had, like, the God Hand. Like, it was what? It was turn 5 Legend, into turn 7 Legend, into turn 8 Legend, into another of the 5-drop Legend, into the 18-drop Legend. And it was like, calm down, man. I'm just trying to survive. Right, we'll do that. We'll drop you. We will... I mean, with this, we're probably going to split this. Let's go into beta. And then we'll pass. I always try to get my starting hand with an and Grit if I can. I mean, yeah, but, like, I will always try and get my starting hand to have, like, a 1-2-3 drop. It doesn't mean that I will sometimes ever get either a 1-2 or 3 drop, right? You still have to be lucky to get that. Like, even if you mulligan, there's still a lot of luck in getting what you want in your opener. We'll pop this down. Go ahead and drop this. We have Alpha already, so we'll go ahead and fuse these. We'll go ahead and fuse these. Surely we get leaks today? For what? For, Duel Links? I mean, there's going to be an update. It won't be too long, though, till we get an actual, just like, product release, right? We'll get the Rush box soon. Got some of that guild chat going on. Alright, let's get some ranked games going, I think. I think that's going to be the plan. We're going to try and get our rank up a bit. Because, again, we have been slacking. We haven't had a lot of, like, free time. So we want to just get the rank up wherever we can. Game 1 of the day against Sword. Hopefully, we don't have a bad open here. I think Ancient Cannon is a little bit awkward. I really want to just open a good curve against Sword. So we're going to mulligan those away. There we go. 1 and 2. So this is a really good, like, open. I think I'd rather have the other 2 drop, if we're honest, but like this is like the next best you're gonna get. Against Sword, we're not even going to try and race them. We're just going to clear their board. We have no interest in racing Sword. So this one boosts itself, which is a little bit annoying. We'll drop this. I think we have to just get this power off the board now, which might end up biting us next turn. Okay. There's nothing we can really do about that. That's a really good draw to sort this out. So we're going to get rid of that. Swing him with this. Swing in direct. And then we're going to have to start fusing down. So we'll fuse these 2 together. I think we're just going to drop you just to get another body on the board. 8 is fine. We have nothing to worry about, so we'll pass on that. Alright. 5 cards in hand. Let's see what bro's got. He's using his play point. We're summoning this. He might evolve this. This is quite a common play people make. So they always like to evolve the Magus. Okay. So from here, I think the play is quite obvious. We're going to go ahead and fuse this. We'll fuse this into this. We'll drop this down. And then we'll just wipe the board. Dealing with that, having the ability to deal with that is so, so good. There we go. There we go. That's what we like to see. The Sword player is like, I am not rushing this guy down. The game is over. That's what we like to see. Hey, look at that. D2. D1. We're in D2 now. Neat. We now have entered the double Ds. Oh, this is a mirror, I guess? I mean, we'll see if this is a mirror, or if it's a puppet. Don't really like Raumia in the open. I mean, I don't really like any of this in the open. I don't even really like Recharge in the open, if we're honest. I always like having the 1, 2s, and 3s that on a body. I mean, this is a better hand, but this is still not like a god hand. This is just a fine hand. Right, I think we just drop Elise. Maybe the play was to drop last. But I think this is probably fine. We're going to be down 1, but that's whatever, right? We'll get rid of that. We'll ram into this. Both back down to 0. Okay, that's fine. We'll get rid of that. Oh, we're probably going to go for a 5 next turn, so we'll save the play point. Always remembering. Okay, that was expected, so that's fine. So, we've got a couple of options. Because of the cards that we have at the moment, I think we're going to go for this into this. That'll get us the 2 to hand. Then we're going to go ahead and fuse. We're going to go into beta here. We're going to get beta out. We're going to run into this, and we're going to pass. Because beta first is, like, fine. Like, doing the AoE damage doesn't do anything here, and healing us, we've only taken 1. So I think beta always makes the most sense to summon here. Let's see what he does. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Because now you're on the back foot, which is exactly where we like you. So we can go 3 and a 2, or we can go for the cannon. 3 and a 2 probably makes the most sense. But cannon is nice. We'll go for that. We'll go for that. Ah, so that's another 1. We're still going to be shy of 1. Right, we're going to go 1, 2. Then we need 1, 2, 3, 4 again. How are we getting 4? That's going to give us 1. That could give us 2. I kind of want to evolve this. So I think we're going to do that because of this setup that we have. So we are going to evolve this just because I don't want to be short on artifact pieces. And depending on what we have, we might not be able to do what we want to do in a minute. So we're going to pass on that. Okay, that's good for us. So he's going to use Stream of Life. Then he's probably going to evolve and then pop for another 3 damage over there. Which is fine. Okay, so that's really good. That's what we were kind of hoping we would find. So now, we could go cannon and start blasting. Or we go for this and just fill up our hand with everything we were going to need. Cannon is probably... No matter which one we do, it's a little bit awkward. I think we're going to go... No matter how we do it, it's really awkward. Alright, we're going to go cannon here, I think. Then... we're going to fuse these two together. We're going to fuse these two together. And that's kind of it. Let's see what he does with his 1. Goes for the Elise. Okay. Ow. Ah, so do we go Orcus now? It's not bad play. I don't think we super evolve it, if we do. The issue is we don't have much of another play. Five doesn't really get us anything. Going into that is nice. Again, it doesn't really do anything. Hey, Fernando! Okay, we're going to drop this down. I think we just get rid of that, and that's it. I don't think we have to go, like, super ham here. I think this is fine. What we really want is the other 8. We want the one to, like, slam our entire board full of artifacts. Like, Orcus is still cool, but Orcus is really good, like, to either close a game or to deal with an opponent's board. Whereas this is, like, not the situation we want Orcus. You spec something about baseball? I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but, like, nothing crazy. Like, we've already talked about it at length, what we think is going to be in it. Okay. So he's doing that to get the piece. He's going to start fusing. He's still got 8 left. Oh, he's got the Raumia. So this is what we wanted. We wanted the Raumia. This is what kind of sucks, because now we're in a really bad spot. Now we kind of need to, like, a really good draw off the top. That is not a really good draw off the top. Ah, this sucks. This really sucks. I think I have to get rid of this. Then... do we actually have to super evolve one of these? That's so gross. I hate that so much. Oh, I hate this place so much. Alright, we'll just swing at that. And we'll just swing at that. I probably could have just kept that guy, to be honest, but... it's fine. We were running out of time, so we're panicking a little bit. I could have kept my rush guy, but then he's probably just going to kill it on his turn anyway. So maybe it just doesn't matter. UD is fine. I don't care about UD. Bullet is annoying, but, like, again, it's kind of fine. So he's definitely going to have a Gundam. If he keeps his Super Evolve, that's going to be kind of scary. Because he's going to... next turn, he could just, like, wipe the board and do damage straight to me. So whatever we put down is going to be temporary. Is basically what we're saying here. So we have everything on the board. Or in our hand, I guess. Right, we're going to drop down an Alpha. And then we're going to pass, I think. Alpha's going to heal us up a bit. Okay, he's not going for the Gundam. He is dropping the Striker just to deal with that. So we could Gundam him. If he Gundams us back, that becomes an issue because he could Super Evolve it. So we need to be ready with like a backup Gundam in an ideal world. So we're going to drop down Miriam. That's going to get us these. We're going to drop down this. We're going to go ahead and fuse these off. That'll pop. How many pieces do we have? We've got all this time just to think. So we could go 1, 2, 3. That plus 1, 1, 2. Unless we get a thingy, it doesn't really matter. We could just drop the cannon. I think we're going to drop the cannon. We'll pass on this. So the issue we have is we could go Gundam. We could Super Evolve it up to 13, slam in. Then he'll go into his Gundam, Super Evolve it, slam into ours. And then we won't have a way to deal with his Gundam. That's the problem we have. Does the new box come out tomorrow or do we have to wait? We don't really know. We don't have like any concrete information. They kind of sometimes release it early, sometimes they don't. Like the big one was like UO. UO came out before... oh no, the box came out for UO before UO came out, right? So we had the UO cards, the Metarian stuff, before we had UO come out to get his skill. Which is why we had people playing Spearhead Draw for a few days. Okay, he's gone back up to 19. Then we'll fuse those two. We're going to drop Sylvia, and we're going to draw 2 cards. Then we're going to drop down you. We're just going to go face. And we'll pass. Okay. You can maybe arise on Friday. I think the box arrive after the promo ends. I mean, it could be, right? That's the thing. They kind of mix it up. There isn't like a solely standard, as far as I can tell at the very least. Okay, he's going for a striker artifact. Okay, so he's going to make a copy of a guy in his hand. Which one's he going to make, though? He is going to go for the board wipe. Okay. And that does make sense. Go ahead and fuse these together. We'll drop Sylvia, and we're going to draw 2 more cards. I think we're going to go for these 2. And then we'll pass. Alright. Stream of Life. Hits the 2. Adds up to hand. Striker artifact. So we have that again. So we're going to fuse these 2 together. I'm going to pop you on the board. I'm going to fuse you into those 2. I'm going to summon you. And I'm going to draw 2 cards again. I'm going to go face for 1. I'm going to pass. Alright, so we have 2 full Gundams. Which means we can now afford to drop one on the board. Alright. Summon Gundam. One. 3. Super Evolve. GG. Alright. So that was a really weird game where we had to play around him being able to do shit, and then it weirdly the same turn that we managed to assemble the second Gundam was also the same turn where he left us with 4 power on the board. So we didn't need the second Gundam, which is amusing that it ended up that way. I think the box arrived, the promo ends. The only thing that seems good about the box are the high-tech, Spaceball, and Joint-Tech looks meh. I think the thing is we never know what random generics we're going to get. Like, they might just randomly slap a good trap card in. Like, you know, Execute You Riding is an example. So, like, there might just be something good in there, right? We'll have to wait and see. Don't you dare disrespect Joint-Tech. Just see Farfa's face in my chat. Oh, Forest. Forest is an awkward one. Forest, again, they can just, like, steal win out of nowhere. And that's always super sketch. I kind of want to keep the cannon, but I do think I need more early game. Okay, Ironheart is really good for this. Gundam cool, Artifact not cool. No, that's all the same shit we talk about. It's all cool. You and Father are both neighbors. I mean, he's way up north. Double Orcus. This happened last time as well, actually. I guess we're going to put down this. Because although that will trade nicer into this, this demands an answer. Whereas he could probably just ignore Whip Lady. I feel like he has to run 2 guys into this. Or he's just not going to. Alright. Oh, no, we're fine. We're fine. For a second there, I thought I had the on death out of piece. You should invite him to biscuit and tea. I mean, it would be a very long train journey for him to get down here. I guess he could fly from, like, Glasgow down to the south of England, but doesn't really seem worth. Okay, well, you're coming down. You might as well deal with that because we've got the mana to spare. Then we're going to go ahead and combine that into that. And then we can equalize. I have 14k gems to open the box. Nice! That's a good, healthy amount. Yeah, we're in a similar boat. Oh, is he going to evolve to burn me for I don't know, like 7 just across my board? I mean, that's a cute play. It's, like, mildly irritating as well. Well, I can respect that. I guess what we want to do is fuse these 2 together. So we'll do that plus that. Oh, no, that was a way better play. Okay, we've messed that up a little bit, but that's fine. We could have just used the red one. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We could just do it now. Yeah, that works. We'll do that. We'll do that. And then I think we probably just go for the striker artifact, to be honest. Because I would rather have this one just healthy. And then this already just deals with this. Because 6 sometimes is going to be really annoying for Forest to deal with. Okay, this is the scary one, the Godwood Staff. Okay, so we have a couple of options we could do here. With 6 mana, we're probably playing that. If we are... we're going to need to fuse that down. We'll pop this down, and we're going to draw 2. Then we'll go face. It's a little bit greedy to go for the draws, to be honest. Like, maybe the sensible play was just to heal, even though it was only 2. Okay, so he's going to get 3 1/1s that can attack directly now. Our card pack tickets the cosmetics. Yes. He's thinking, do I ram it into this 4/4? Or do I just go face? If he goes face, it actually probably works out being better for him. But, like, if he can just get rid of this, then, you know, go for it. Okay, he's using the +1 to put that back in the hand. And that means he doesn't get the draw from it. That's a bit weird. I think I'd have to do it that way. I mean, we have to get rid of his guy, right? I could do 2 plus that. That's not bad. So yeah, we'll Stream of Life this. This is the most annoying part, is that my hand is just not ready for this whatsoever. So I think we're just going to have to give up an artifact piece. Which sucks, but... We'll then fuse that into that. I'm going to evolve this. We'll get out Alpha. Okay. Orcus Leader is good, especially if you play Portal a lot. Yeah. It's so cool. I have it on my other account, which is the most annoying part. Alright, Fairy Tamer comes down, adds 2 fairies. He's up to 9. We are back on 20, so the chances of us dying to Roach should be extremely small. That's going to do damage to that. So we're not getting attacked in the face, which is good. I guess here it's just Orcus, right? It's just Orcus. I guess we're getting rid of this. Right. I don't really want to use the Super Evolve here. Like, clearing the board maybe is the correct play, but I'm quite happy with things as they are currently. That is a little bit annoying, because that's 7. That won't wipe my whole board. And it depends where all that damage goes. I don't know if it has to target him first. It says your opponent cannot select, but random effects seem to just fly at him as well. Okay. That's not that bad, to be honest. Because now this is a board where Orcus is actually going to shine. So now this is where we're going to use the Super Evolution. But once again, it's a bit awkward for him to deal with a lot of this. So I'm going to go for not damage on face. We're just going to do that. Then we're going to drop this down. What have we got? We've got Beta, we've got Alpha. Wait, is that Beta? That's Gamma. Okay, so we can now fuse these 3 together. And finish off our Gundam. Then we'll end. Okay, so this... Maybe we should have gone face and had this guy on lower. Because then we could threaten with Gundam for lethal next turn. That was arguably the actual correct play. This way, the reason I did it this way is because this can be a massive wall for this deck. So, like, if he doesn't have a way to just get rid of Lloyd, like, super easily, then we might just get to keep one of these 2. I just like Orcus in general. I was worried I would never get her free to play, but the devs are just giving it out for free. Yeah, I got one of those tickets on my alt account, so that's going to pop one guy. Well, like we were saying, Orcus sometimes just kind of dies. He's going to Super Evolve it. Okay. That's his last Super Evolve spent. I mean... Ram's Super Evolve doesn't, like, do a lot for us, right? Like, we can go into it, make it a 5, ram in... hit for 3. That doesn't even kill, so I think it has to be Gundam here. And we are going to Super Evolve Gundam, because I don't want to lose 9 health here. Alright. So that's every evolve is now off the table. Sylvia maybe was better here. I mean, maybe. It does deal with the board. The thing is, he now needs to deal with this, right? He needs to be able to out this board. Otherwise, like, we are super chilling. Okay, 7-3. It's going to start running guys in. This is what we like to see. A bit of desperation. Punch. So we just need... this. Plus this. Into this. Into this. Bang. And we good. We Gucci. So if he still had a super evolve, I 100% wouldn't have dropped the Gundam. Because... Or at least wouldn't have super evolved the Gundam for sure. Because there's just a good chance he just outs it. But when he's out of super evolve, the deck he's playing is going to really struggle to get to 13. Especially when he can't use abilities on me. So like, that was the logic behind the play. Now we go again. It's another Swordcraft, and it's being piloted by Super Vegeta. Holy. Sword as well, we really need some early game. Okay, that's early game. Obviously, we're missing our actual, like, 1-drop we want to be playing, but that's fine, right? We can't always get what we want. And we have 2 2-drops, so we could just, like, drop one down. Just gonna go straight into Hunter. Luminous summons the 1. Is he gonna run the 1 in? Then you might as well. We'll drop this down. We're gonna kill that. Again, I have no interest in trying to race Sword. Like, I feel like that's how you lose the game. That's a really nice draw, because now I don't have to waste my rush. Okay, this hand is looking kind of nice. This hand is looking kind of nice. I am quite happy with this. Arms Peddler comes down. That's fine, because he's basically like controlling our board when all we're trying to do is control his board. It's like we're feeling pretty good about this at the moment. I think Kitty has to come down. Then we're going to have to start fusing. We'll do this into this. We'll drop this. And then we'll do this into this. And then we'll pass. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. Turn 5. Sword player has been very meh so far. Is he going to... They always evolve it. They always evolve Luminous Magus. We don't have the ability to cheat one out, which is a bit of a shame. That would have been the perfect play. But if we don't have it, we don't have it. So, I think the next best we have is just Cannon. And go into a Fuser Palazzo. We'll do that into that. We'll do that into that. Now, the one I kind of wanted to hit is still alive, but that's fine, I guess. I mean, I could evolve this and clear it. As is, right now for evolves, it's not actually the end of the world. I mean, we take 3. 3 is fine. The issue is, any officer follower he plays is going to get stronger. It's going to get ward, which is, like, really annoying. So I think just getting rid of it is worth. It's, like, it's not great value-wise, because I really don't like losing the evolve for basically nothing, but... Again, keeping him on nothing is the aim of the game right now, right? We need 3 more artifacts to have a full Gundam. That's kind of what we're aiming for at the moment. Next turn is probably just Sylvia. Turn 9 is probably going to be the big important turn. That's fine, he's just going to pop our guy. I'm not super enthused about this guy having ambush, but like... It shows he's kind of desperate, right? So now we either go for the draws, which I don't actually think the draws help me very much. Maybe we just go for these two. What's the worst case scenario here? He hits me for 6. He goes... Well, yeah, he can't really do a big play beyond that. Maybe it is just these two then. Do this. We'll do this. We'll fuse this into here. We'll fuse these. Then I'm going to do this. I'm going to fuse that again. So you know what? I really just don't want you having that guy. I feel like you invested a lot into it, and I feel like I don't want you to have it. Oh, he's here! The boy! Gino! Gino is so crazy, man. Like, he's such a ridiculously cool card. So we go +1 play point. We're going to go Orcus here. So now, are we going to do this? It's a little bit greedy, but I don't hate it. So we're going to go for it. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit this. And then I'm just going to go face for 6, you know. I'm going to leave him with a guy. Let's see if I regret it. Let's see if I regret leaving him with a guy. Do you know if they put Ursus in Shadowverse? Real. I just think the card is just really cool. Like, it's kind of busted, in a way. But, like, what it does is insane, right? A 7/6 rush, attacks twice, and gains barrier, and summons a knight. It's so good. Okay. That's going to come down. It has to pop this. We are going to super evolve it. Why? Also, why wouldn't you attack that one first so you get the burn damage? Now that is a sick draw. The question is, what third one are we doing? Alpha kind of makes sense. Beta makes sense. Are we making Striker or this one? I could just leave him with the 1. Go for the Striker to clear that. I think we're going to do this. Then I heal, he burns. Hey, Alex. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. I assume, based on the fact you're on, that today was a half day for you. Amelia! Okay, he's got 6 play points. He's got a hand full of cards. Well, if it isn't my favourite tomato. Hello, Victor. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad to hear it. You have 3 play points left. I mean, I can't kill you next turn because it's not Gundam turn next turn. How dare you kill my burn guy? So rude. Right, he is going to Super Evolve here. That's the last Super Evolve spent. That's a really good Super Evolve, actually. Ow. Okay, what is the plan here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13, plus a potential 12 is actually horrifying. I think we have to super evolve Sylvia. And since we're not going to be doing much else with this turn, I think we're going to restore 4 defense, because I feel like if we just survive this turn, we're in a fantastic spot to just win. What does that one do? Alright, we'll just get rid of it. So you're just a 2-2. You're an enhance that doesn't do anything anymore. So we'll do this into this. And that's it. Right. I'm pretty sure we're just fine, right? Loki crash your ram into Amelia and his board is clogged. Now we're fine with that. As long as he can't just... Oh, that's annoying. What did he have to heal? I've never seen Ravening Tentacles before. I've literally never seen that card before. Well, who even needs the Gundam? We'll just go round me here. Well, as is, we can't Gundam. But we have Lethal on board, so he has to answer this. If he wants to do his big fancy play... Oh, are we going to do it? Kill 2 barriers with Sylvia, then run into Amelia for 1 damage. Which one's Sylvia? Sylvia, it's this one, right? Potentially? Run into Amelia. I can't remember what, like, the board we had was. I mean, yeah, once again, we could drop the Gundam down. I think we don't bother, though, until it's lethal. Like, until it's lethal, I think we just gather resources. What does this one specifically do? It gives this one the boost. So I don't care too much about that, right? I think I am going to get rid of it. We'll fuse that off into that. Then we'll end. Right. Plus that Albert was desperate and he had no super evos. But that's the thing, right? I feel like I'm not... I feel like it's very difficult for him to threaten me at all right now. So I'm quite happy to just do basically whatever I want. Like, if there is just randomly something he can do, then, like, we're super fine. Like, I could just sit here and wait until I have a second Gundam. And, I don't lose anything from doing that. I mean, HE Cannon is just funny. I really don't need it. The issue is every card I have puts... Right, we'll do this. We're going to fuse that into that. That makes the room I want to go into this. Then I'm going to fuse that into both of these. Go into this. And then we will just pass. Can't you Gundam and then play the burn guy to win next turn? I mean, potentially, but he played that card that healed him before. So I'm a little bit wary about it. But we now have the burn guy. So now we could Gundam him and then burn him afterwards. And now this is just Giga Lethal. Kaboom. Gundam Punch! You're so far ahead right now, it's hard for them to come back. Yeah, that's the way I looked at it was, like, I hadn't seen that tentacle card before that, like, healed him for 5. So I'm like, he might have something else that I'm just not familiar with. So rather than, like, taking any risk at all, I'm like, I'm 100% in control of this game. The maximum amount of damage you should be able to throw at me is going to be, like, 13. And even if he does, I'll heal back 5 of that as soon as I play the Gundam anyway, wipe his board. Yeah, his build didn't have enough early game rush. Yeah, that's definitely how it felt. But it might have just been he didn't draw the right half of the deck, right? Like, we never really know. Well, these are certainly cards. This isn't really a good tempo hand, let's put it that way. This might be Struggle Street. Oh, it looks like he's probably playing Rush. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to go face every turn. Which is a little bit scary. This is the only thing we can really do. Okay, it's going to pop that one probably. Oh, no, we're going to trade those? I mean, that's 2 less damage I'm taking to the face. I'm quite happy with that. The issue here is I think we might have to bullet here, which is awkward as hell. Right, we'll go ahead and combine these two. Then we're going to drop this and just get rid of that. Then I'm going to go ahead and fuse that into that. Then just run into the face. Okay. I mean, that's annoying, but, like, this is fine. Like, I don't really like being on 14. But I think we're okay here. Which one's this one? This is Alpha. So I'll go ahead and fuse these. Then we'll go ahead and fuse these. And we'll summon you. Add those to hand. We'll evolve you and get Gamma out. Then we'll just pass. Alright. Imagine playing Rush and not having Otahime first hand. I know, right? Well, there's Liu Feng, so that's going to get him the +1 play point. That'll also let him deal with Gamma. I assume that's what he's going to do, but... Yep. Okay. Go ahead and fuse those. We could play that. I don't really need to. I probably should. We're not going to have the play point anyway, so our turn 7 is probably going to be hurt anyway. What else could our turn 7 be? No, I think it makes more sense to go for this one. We're just going to restore 4 defense. We're just going to play it safe. Because I don't want to just, like, randomly die. I think we're getting to the stage, though, where he's just going to be going late game. But I still don't want to just randomly die. I want to keep my life healthy. We've got him down to 15. Okay, this is scary because this is coming out a turn before I can summon out either of my 8s. He's using the Super Evolve as well. He's just throwing everything in the kitchen sink. So now I'm feeling pretty good we did do that. The only issue is, now we don't have that play to clear up this board. See, now we're in a really shit situation. I should have had the foresight to think that he could do this, but I didn't. Go to that, use that, pop that. You'd be, oh, so we get rid of that. I just can't deal with this. This is the issue. I think we have to put down Rukina either way. Even if it goes up to 7, it doesn't change. So we'll do this for now. It'll be 6 even, so... We'll run this into this. We'll run this into this. Then... we'll fuse this into this. Alright. This hopefully just buys us the turn that we need. That's what he does. So if we didn't do the play that we made, we would currently be on 9, but we would have outed his entire board. So it would have been better. Okay, so we have to take this 8. There's nothing we can do about that. Oh, are we just dead? No, he hasn't got Storm. Although this isn't looking great for us. And this bastard's here as well. So we could get up to a 4, which is really annoying. Five, 6, 7, 8. So that's probably the play, is just drop Raumia. Get those 3 out. Alright. Do we super Raumia? I don't need to, because this will wipe out the board anyway. Oh, this will still be alive. No, I have to super Raumia. Okay, so the whole board's taken 3. Which means that one's going to be dead. So I'll run into this. We probably run into this. Oh no, this one can attack directly. We'll run in with this. We'll go direct. That'll heal us. That'll hit you. Alright, so we'll die to a big storm, but there's nothing we can do otherwise, right? Like, if he just has big storm... yeah, he's just got big storm. I think we still played it correctly. I think he's a filthy, gross dragon rushdown player, so there's nothing we could do about that. The only mistake I think we potentially made was the playing the heal card, Sylvia, a little bit early. But thinking about it, if we did that, we would have had 4 less. But then we would have got the 4 on the later turn anyway. What actually changes? We take 5 less damage. I guess. Which means we don't die at the end there. I think that was the big play. But then again, he also had to, like, exactly curve out perfectly. And he had to have all the legends. But I suppose we should still play around him having all the legends anyway. I mean, that's the only game we've lost today, so all things considered, that's not too bad. And our opening was really shit as well. Like, we had such a bad, like, curve starting off that game. Okay, this is okay. Obviously, we'd like to have a 3-drop, but we have 2 2-drops, so... let's go for the Foresight. I mean, that's a 3-drop. It's a bit of a weird 3-drop, though, because it's kind of a deal with him 3-drop rather than a set up the board 3-drop. Although we can just run into that. Do we even do that? Or do we just activate that? I mean, having, like, basically fundamentally the same thing. So I guess we'll do that. Alright. Things are looking alright at the moment. Let's see if we can keep this going. He goes for the double draw, which means he's doing nothing on board this turn. So we'll throw down Rukino. We'll swing with both. Now we have to fuse away because if our... What's her name? Elise. If Elise dies, our hand gets clogged and we lose a card. It's going up to 5. It's playing Anne. So that's going to hit one of my guys, right? And we're evolving it straight up. He really wants to clean this board up. Like, he really, really wanted to do that. So this is dying. So, like, clearing over it doesn't really matter. The issue is I don't really want to take 6. I don't know if I actually get a say in that, though. Because, like... Yeah, I think we just have to take the 6, realistically. Activate recharge. We've got Alpha. Do I evolve this? I don't think so, right? Yeah, we'll just pass on that. We'll just pass on that. Maybe evolving it was the correct play. The issue is I'm trying to find all the best value plays. And maybe I just shouldn't be bothering. So now he has to make the decision. Does he kill my 2-3? Or does he go face? Or does he use a card in hand to deal with the 2-3? None of them are like bad options. It's what's the best option. Truth summons. Okay. He's just going to go face. So with that, we could just go Sylvia. Evolve the Sylvia pop. That way I get board control. Which is probably the best thing I could do right now. I could also restore 4 defense, which, like, if he's trying to rush me down somewhat, obviously it's really good to do. Right, we're going to get rid of you. I think we're going to go for a face push as well. So we'll hit you, and then we're just going to hit you for 2. I think getting that 2 damage in could be quite big. So now he can put down a 7. I don't think the 7 mana matters. It's always going to be the 8s, right? Oh no, because Kuon's a 7, right? Which actually could be horrific. Well, here's Kuon. Every turn on turn 7, they never fail. They always just have the Kuon. So he's going to use that Super Evolve to run over. This is why Kuon is actually busted, I think. It's because he's a 7-drop. It's because you can use the +1 play, and you get it on the turn, you get the Super Evolve. And just combining all of that together is so gross. I think we have to drop Sylvia here. We have to heal ourselves again. We have to Super Evolve. And then it has to be these 2. And then we'll drop recharge. Okay. Yeah, but Shikigamis are cool. Shikigamis are cool. I think he's a really good card. I think he's a fun card, even. I don't think he's like... I don't want to say he's like a toxic card. I just think he's really, really, really good. Ah. I think we always go Orcus. We have to super evolve to get the big clear. I don't really care too much about that. I really want to maintain my super evolve, which is maybe really greedy, but we'll see. We'll see how it ends up playing out. Hola, Tomato. Hello, Pro Straight. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, I've been zoning out, just like locked in on this game, trying to wrap my head around what exactly our opponent is going to do. We are in kind of a bit of a weird spot here. I feel like we're just behind. So you have to kill that one. Which was at 14, which is actually horrifying. There's another one, which was at 16. You've only got 6 play points left, though. Just taking 2 to the face is really not the end of the world. We'll go Kitty. We'll go Iron. We'll go Whiplash. We get rid of this. We'll Fuse. We'll end. Alright. Let's see what he's got. I'm a bit worried that he just pulls out a crap ton of damage, but I don't think he can do that till turn 10. And he's already used his +1 play point to get the tempo play of Quan. It's cool, I understand. Streaming going for 3 hours, I see. Yeah, we only usually stream for about 3 hours, so we're probably going to be streaming for much longer. Okay, he's going to spell boost the hand twice, and then pass. Interesting, interesting. We got what? We got Alpha and Gamma, so we need a Beta. So I'll go ahead and make Beta. I think here we do just go straight in to the big guy. Because, like, otherwise our play is kind of like nothing. And by doing this, we also put ourselves, like, out of lethal range. So this is 13. I don't really even want to evolve here, to be honest. I think we just do this. Now, the scary thing is, if he has Kuon, he's just going to rip through this. That doesn't matter at all. So now it comes down to if he's got the 13 drop. If he has the 13 drop, where he just gets to reset the turn. So we're 1 damage off lethal. So, all we have to do is this. Into this. Into this. Into this. Into this. Into this. GG! No, my rune bro, why misplay? Actually, can we still clear it? I see. Yeah, we didn't need to. We don't need to clear it. Hey, a promotion? Don't mind if I do. We're in Sapphire now, guys. We did it. We're in the blue team. And now we just go again. Yeah, I mean, I assume Cock was the only thing he had. He only had 3 cards in hand. So I assume he didn't have anything else. Ugh, August this early? No, thank you. This is fine. I really want to get the 1-drop, but this is fine. I mean, the 1-drop is so nice into Sword, but not having it... It's not the end of the world, it just feels kind of bad. Out of all of the cards, that's the one I care about the least. So I think we let that one stick, and we'll just go for Whiplash. And then we'll pass. They either don't find Declimb, or couldn't reduce to 0. Yeah, I mean, if he had it, I think we just lost, right? Just straight up. But he didn't have it, so we were fine. If we play this, we're taking 3 more damage. Or we use that, we only take 1 damage, but our turns get a bit funky. I think... I don't know if this is the correct play, but it's the play we're making. Having more board arguably was the better play there. Okay, that's fine. So he's going to summon a knight when he dies. That is a little bit annoying. Still can't evolve yet. We don't have a play, so it's probably just this. We'll go ahead and combine these. And then we'll pass. This is what kind of sucks, because now we could take a lot of damage here. There's not really anything we can do about it. Because we're already 2 health up on what we would have been. Okay. This is fine. Especially if this hits this. If that hits that. I mean, it's not great, but we can wipe the board. Ah, that's not good. We have to clear this board, otherwise we put ourselves in like such a shitty spot. The issue is, the way we clear this board is really bad for us. It's going to set us behind. But I think we have to. I think we can't like afford to play sheepish. That doesn't even sort the problem though, does it? Because I need this to survive the turn. He's not going to have enough toughness. We could just pop that, then we're taking 6. But either way, we're taking 6. Oh, I hate this situation we're in. I hate it. This is why I don't like this sodding deck. Alright, instead, we're going to bullet from beyond this. And that's going to be it. Either way, we were taking 6 damage. Like, no matter how we did it, we were taking 6. I guess they didn't find it. GG, just replaced my 70 rupee mission, and it rolled into a 70 rupee mission. Well, that's awful. Just about as awful as this game's going for us. I think we are in such a dire situation here. Because the issue is, like, this might not look awful, but this is exactly what Sword wants, and this is how they steal games. Is they'll just, like, get a fantastic early game, and then absolutely bully us. And then the game just kind of ends. Oh, Christ. So we're taking 9 damage now. And you're going to evolve. So now that's 11 damage. See, this is why I don't like Sword. Because Sword is, it's monkey brain. It's turn brain off. Just go face the deck. And it's so toxic. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so annoying. And there's nothing I can do about it. Like, we just lose, right? There's nothing we can do. And then we have to do this. We have to restore 4. We have to evolve. We have to get rid of that. Rush doesn't matter, so I think we have to kill this one. But then he just super evolves, right? Because he gets the Super Evolve next turn. Yeah, so now it's what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're just dead. Oh, I hate it! I hate it so much! I hate it so much! It's because Sword is toxic! Sword is so toxic! It's monkey brain! Sword is made for dum-dums who can't play card games and just want to click on the face. It's Face Hunter. It's so annoying because, like I arguably made, like, one very minor misplay, but I don't even know if I would consider it a misplay. But because, even though I don't feel like we really did anything wrong, we still just lost and had no way to stop it. And that just feels so bad. Like, it feels so bad. It's literally a deck for mouth breathers. Like, it really is. It really is. Like, it's like losing is one thing. Losing because your opponent just clicked on your face 8 times feels so bad. Like, it feels so bad. Right, we actually have a good curve this game. It's the thing, right? If Sword plays, like, mid-range, then I think it's fine. Like, it feels like a real deck. But whenever Sword is just, like, put guys on the board early, keep clicking face, it's the most, like, brain-dead deck in the entire game, I swear. Like, nothing even comes close to how brain-dead fucking Sword is. Turning into Grand complaining about everything. The only thing we've complained about is Sword. We started the stream complaining about Sword. We're ending the stream complaining about Sword. It's the only thing we're complaining about. Stream of Life is probably worth holding on to be honest. So we'll just drop this. We'll go face. The thing is, though, going face is the only way for Sword to win. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not lame. Like, I understand that's how the deck plays. I don't have to like it. But the deck is brain dead? I mean, that's fair. So this is the dreaded aggro deck, and he's got exactly everything he needs in the early, so we need to play this very carefully. We need to deal with that. We probably want to be dealing with that. The issue is, if we deal with that this turn, we won't have anything to deal with it next turn. So I think the play might be to drop Miriam here, and then potentially go for a double out next turn. So I'll go for the Miriam. We're going to run both of these in here. We probably take 4 on the following turn, which is really not ideal. The best way to tell if a deck is brain dead, no skill, easy mode is simple, and that is, does Hikari play it? You gotta stop bullying Hikari so much, Medicus. She might start taking it personally. So this is a really cool card. I like this because it costs 3. If this didn't cost 3, I think this would be, like, really lame. But because it costs 3, I actually really like it. That being 4/4 is actually now kind of annoying. How many have we got? We'd have 1 fusion, 2 fusion, 3 fusion, and then 1. So that's fine. So we'll go +1 play point. We're going to drop down the cannon. We're going to go ahead and fuse. That went there. Then we're going to fuse again. Then we're going to go ahead and fuse these 2, I think. I'll walk you in. You're going to slap in. And then we're going to pass. Being at 12 already feels kind of sketch. 1v1 me for quest? Oh, I tell you, we'll 1v1 you for quest after this, Valley. We'll get you your quest done. And we'll make that the last duel of the stream, I think. Okay, so he's going to drop that. He's going to evolve it to increase his max play points. He runs into that, which is fine. We have Kitty if we want it. We don't need to even summon Kitty. Are we going to summon Kitty? 3-1 or 3-2? 3-2 is probably fine. Or we just drop that. I don't hate that, to be honest. We're going to pop this with this. Then I'm just going to put bodies on the board. Then we're just going to pass on that. Because we don't really have... Like, we could get Alpha out, which is nice, but, like, we don't really have any way to make use of the Evolve this turn. What deck should I play? I don't know, whatever deck you want to play. Oh, it's the Rush guy. So he hasn't got the play points to fan as well, so we're just going to be taking 4 this turn. Ah. I hate this. I hate getting rushed down, bro. It feels so bad. Okay. So here, we drop you. I think we have to go for... thingy, right? Depends where this goes, I guess. We'll fuse those two together. I mean, so now it seems kind of weird to do. Because I could instead just fuse these together. Fire at that. Evolve this. Go into Alpha. Run that in there. Hit him for 2. And then just have Alpha heal me up. Play 1, Gat wins. A whale can't lose to a free-to-play streamer again. Nah, it doesn't matter. Like, we're only playing for funsies anyway. Ah! He shot my spaceship. I don't even know what part of the robot this is, you know. I should probably try and work out which bits they are. Like, is this the chest? Is this the head? I don't know. So he's going to do an AoE. Okay, here's the AoE. There was no reason for him to do that unless he was AoEing. He has 1 card left in his hand. Okay. I mean, we're probably just playing this, right? We'll pop this down. We're probably going to evolve it again. And also go for Alpha again. We can shoot this for 3. Attack over this. Then we end and heal up again. So I feel like we've just kind of won, right? Like, I mean, he could do some, like, really ridiculous shit. And we could just lose. Because, like, he probably has some end game in here. But his early super aggro, like, plan has clearly, like, not worked out for him. It's the robot. I mean, he's in here somewhere. Hello, my fellow Dreitzen player. Hello, Monosync. How are you doing, my friend? We'll give you the shout out while we remember to do a shout out as well. Bam. There you go. I mean, we are, like, so fine right now. I guess we'll go ahead and fuse this into these. I guess we'll do that one. Then we'll go ahead and drop the Raumia. Look at all of my stuff. I'm also going to make it all big. And then Raumi's going to walk over this and burn you for 1. And then I end. And then I'm going to keep healing and burning you. At 10, he can 12 burst with Super Evo. I mean, that's fine, right? Like, 12 kind of sucks, but, like, we're keeping ourselves above that range, and we have a Gundam ready to go. Alright. Hey, we won. Let's check our missions. We did manage to clear all the missions just playing, which is always quite nice. Alright. Let's go back to the park. Hey, score 500 volleyball points collectively as a guild. Who the fuck? You got something you want to tell us about, Apple? About your 69 volleyball shots that you were doing while we were streaming? We all know. Wait, who's that up there as well? It's Brad! Brad's just vibing up here. Standard. That looks like... it is... Baj. It is Baj. Our faithful guild leader. Of course. See the photo last night? Where it was 69. Yes, I did. Now it's 70. Alright, we are going to go to lobby, though, because we want to play against the one, the only, the cycloniest of valleys. Is Cyclone Valley on our friends list, actually? Friend. Cyclone is, so we can just walk to him. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now, is he here, or did he try to teleport to us at the same time, or... what's going on? It kicked me out? Oh no. Well, that's not ideal. Okay, well you can teleport to us when you get here. Look how busy it is here. That is some wild hair. Hey, Cyclone. Right. Let's take a seat. We'll get a game. I would like to have like a secondary fun deck, but we haven't got anything like finished yet. And we've kind of, because we've got this deck basically done, we haven't been like opening additional packs, because I'm like, well, my deck's done. Like, unless I'm like required to play a second one, I'm quite happy with it as is at the moment. Portalcraft versus Runecraft. I love this music so much, by the way. This is not a great open, if we're being honest. This is like... like, this isn't the worst open, but this is nowhere near a good open. Not having a turn 1 or a turn 2 sucks so bad. Like, this is very, very, very bad for us. There's the fucking turn 1. Way too late. I'm going to build Earth for fun. Not for rank, though, because it's ass. Yeah, I mean, just playing the Earth right deck, I think, is just... it's been fun. Like, I have enjoyed playing it. Right, we'll fuse those two. We'll go into this. We're going to fuse those two. We'll swing for 2. We'll pass. It's Anne! Okay, so this board gets cleaned up pretty easy. Goodbye, my board. We don't have our removal spell. That thing's gonna eat a lot of the shit we try and throw. Which is, like, annoying. I could drop that, shoot twice, but that doesn't actually do anything. I feel like we're in a really weird spot where nothing I do feels like it's good. I think we're going to do this. We're going to drop this for 1. Then I'm going to drop this for 4. Then I'm going to fuse these two together. That's going to kill itself. I don't have a way to do 6. If it was 5, I would commit to like killing that, but since I can't, I'm not going to bother. Stormy's fine. That's fine as well. Okay. Oh, we didn't empty our hand enough as well. That was a pretty bad mistake. Well, I suppose at least we don't have to win this game, right? Because we would be in a bit of a weird spot if we were actually trying to win. Alright, we'll get rid of that. We'll swing over that. Then we'll just pass on that. I don't know, like, for me, I guess my other account is my fun deck, right? With the Abysscraft deck. Because Abyss is really cool. Why would you... Oh, because that one can attack directly. Right. That makes sense. Right. Cannon comes down. We'll fuse into that. Then we're going to Stream of Life that. And we'll pass. First time goes on, having one account is going to feel nicer because of the generic card pool. It's only odd now because building a deck takes longer. I mean, I don't think having a second account is ever going to feel bad. It's just like, is it necessary? Well, I mean, we all know immediately it's not necessary, right? I'm thinking. I mean, I haven't got much of a board here. I'm just thankful that a Kuon hasn't hit the board. Because based on the rocky start, if a Kuon came down turn 6, I was pretty boned. Okay. So we'll go into that. We'll go into that. Right. Heals back up. Homework time. Okay. I think the play is probably just go for this. I think this is fine, right? I don't mind losing this board. This is just like spending the 8 mana. Oh, great. It's cock. Okay, okay. The game's over. We get it. Go on then. Have your little bit of fun. This is why I don't like Cock, by the way. Coccutus is so busted, bro. I mean, this is like the most busted way to use it, right? Is literally Coccutus into, Climb. Like, it's just ridiculous. I think this is probably the most toxic card in the entire game, to be honest. Ruler of Coccutus. I think this card actively makes the game worse. But it is what it is, right? It's part of the game. I think even if you don't get the free, like, all your play points back and the 5 draws, it's still disgusting. But, like, with it, it's absolutely insane. Four, 5, 6, 7. Oh, do we actually win? We actually win. Brother in Christ. How do we still win? I feel like the draws were ass. What else is in your hand, Cyclone? You must have a unbelievably bad hand. No, you must have just had lethal, right? You must have had lethal. I'm pretty sure Cyclone let us win that. I'm pretty sure he let us win. I'm sure he must have had lethal in that hand. There's no way he didn't. I should have just healed. What did you have in your hand? You had 2 other cards, right? So you had none of the Storm guy, who just, like, swings in for 10? What was the other one? It's, like, a second burn for, like, 6? No, I'm sure Cyclone had lethal. He just let us win that. He let us win. He let us win. Absolutely let us win that. Actually, I had lethal. See, I told you, Cyclone had lethal. He definitely had lethal. There's no way he didn't have lethal. Right, I do want to check the guild quick. I do want to see if my rank's gone up. We're still at 18, bro. We're still at 18. We're like getting up here. We've overcome Brad. That is what we've done today. We've got slightly ahead of Brad. We are just slightly below Manikist. We're slightly below Toti. We're slightly below Sam. We're below Apple. Andrew, Zeno, Loom. We're not that far behind. I mean, to be fair, I think as soon as you get to, like... There's a bit of a jump to Apple. So, like, we're quite far away from, like, Apple and everyone above here. Take a look, guys. This is what not going outside looks like. Look at how beautiful it is. That's not an achievement. I'm doing awful win rate right now. I think in total, we've dropped about 6 games total. So I want to say I'm something... How many wins have we got? We can just check, right? We have the ability to check. So we're about like 28-6. So that's not a bad win rate, but again, we're playing the best deck in the game, so it's to be expected. And at low ranks, people aren't exactly doing crazy shit, right? We need everyone contribute to the group. Yeah, I was saying this earlier, Mono, but I think the play might be to kick my ult out of the guild, because I don't think I'm realistically going to be playing ranked on both. So I'm probably going to kick Tomato Sauce out of the guild. But that's only assuming we get people to actually fill in the space, right? Grind in top 10? Oh, yeah. I'm like 50-50 with Sword. Every game is grind. Let me join. I mean, I don't mind. You can join if you want, Cyclone. Some people may object, but I will let you in anyway. Although someone else might kick you. I can't control that. I mean, we can look, Mono. We can take a look. We have the technology. Cyclone. There we go, profile. He's in Topaz. He's got 87 wins. This is an active player. This looks very active. What's the advantage of being in a guild? So if you're in a guild, you will get guild rewards. So if we go down to guild, Missions. So these are all missions you get. Where's the rewards? Is it at the front? Is it in rankings? Where is it? I know there's a thing that tells you the stuff you get. I can't remember where it is. Guild rewards in rank. Rankings. On your own rank. Rank rewards. Here we go. Yeah, so at the end of the season, depending on what rank, where your guild is, you get rewards. So if you're an E guild, you get 100 crafting. D, you get 500. C, you get 1,000. B, you get 2,000. A, you get 3,500, which is a legendary, right? So you get a legend if you're in an A rank guild. And if you're in an S rank, you get a border, whatever that is, and a legend, right? I can get us to S or A. I mean, that's the plan. We're trying to just get us to, like, A for now. Obviously, S is the goal, and we have time. But, like, we're going to have to start culling some of the numbers down here, right? Especially the people that aren't playing in a while. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I will all day today. Have you got the guild ID? Bearing in mind, I'll have to be on my other account to accept you. But yeah, I'll ping you that. I'll ping you that. I'll ping you that in a bit. But for now, because we have been doing a lot of yapping, that is going to bring it to the end of the stream. We've already been going for like 20 minutes over what we'd usually do, and I'm hungry and I want to go eat. And then I'm going to probably play some more of this later on. What day is it? It's Tuesday, which means there is actually a Rush tournament on today. So there's that as well, if anyone is still super hyped for Rush at the moment. Just search the name. I mean, I actually like the incentive of ranking up the guild. It is cool. There is a downside, which is, again, if you're not pulling your weight, the guild is incentivized to kick you, because we only have 30 slots. And so if we've got like 6 people that are just not playing, it's like, we'll just get out. So it's like, it's less of like a social gathering and more of like a competitive incentive for reward, which is like kind of annoying. But we will be back again on Thursday. We will probably be playing more Shadowverse. If Yuka is out by Thursday, we'll be doing Yuka stream, probably into Shadowverse. So there'll probably be Shadowverse happening one way or another, but if there is Rush stuff, we'll be doing Rush stuff. Turns Guild from fun thing into a min-max grind. Exactly. But thank you all so much for watching. Wait, is there anyone to raid? We haven't actually been paying attention. Let me just check. Let me see if there's anyone I can raid. Because there might be someone cool online. I mean, Cyclone's on. We could raid into Cyclone. Cyclone, are you streaming for long? We've never raided into Cyclone, so we might be doing that. Is Cyclone even here? Okay, right, we'll raid into Cyclone then. Rush, I want Rush. I know, Kim Friend, I know how much you love the Rush. But we're going to go ahead and raid into Cyclone. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!